What would you consider to be the signature win of your career to date?
I would say Ryan.
There's some concern that they continue to creep up the body and block, work done down to the body. Talk about putting it.
B3 Pixie V, we back again. Man, y'all tap the like button, hit the follow, help the channel grow, support the channel. We definitely working, we building. Um, Phenomenal weekend in the sport of boxing yet again. Shout out to PBC, a great card, phenomenal work this week. We also had Queensberry Promotions, the young phenom Moses Atama, who's looking like he's going to take over heavyweight boxing. Um, Let me kick it off. And shout out to everybody. Coach Eddie was already in the building. Appreciate you, Coach A. Appreciate the support. And shout out to all of the members. Now, listen, y'all, before we get going, April 1st, that's gonna be our membership raffle giveaway. So I'm a cash app. If Marky win it, I guess I'll zell it to Marky. But I cash app $50 to one of our members on April 1st, just a way to give back and just continue to grow our support, and we'll just keep building. Let me. I'm gonna start off with Free. Free was first in the building. Appreciate you pulling up, Mark. Salute to my brother Juan Claudio.
Salute, salute.
Y'all already know we working. I'm already knowing Juan working. Free man, kick us off like this. What was your thoughts on the Fondora performance, and do you think it was a good time to stop that fight? I know Keith was complaining about it was stopped prematurely. Talk about that, Free.
Oh no, it was a great performance by Fandora. He did what I said he was going to do. Um, he learned how to fight from a distance. And Keith Thurman, he really didn't have no game plan dealing with that reach because I mean, truth be speaking, it ain't too many people that you can get in the ring and spar with to get you ready for a guy with that reach at 154 pounds. The only people he can get in the ring with it would be somebody like a heavyweight or a light heavyweight or a cruiserweight. And so I mean, Fandora, right now it looked like it's going to be real tough to beat Fandora with him being able to fight from a distance and using that arm reach. Um, I don't know who beats Fandora. I would favor Boots, but I'm not 100% Boots can deal with that reach that Fandora got. Um, Boots will have to pull out every trick he has in his tool bag. He would have to use his entire tool bag to deal with a guy like Fedor, especially with him getting better at fighting at a distance. They better catch him now because as soon as he gets more comfortable fighting at a distance, I don't think anybody at 54 is going to beat him.
Yeah, that's the way it's looking. Let me bring in Juan. If you want Marky to jump in first, that's cool. But okay, Juan, good. Cook on that, Juan. What's your thoughts on Fondora performance? Appreciate you, bro, already. What's your thoughts on Fondora and in the early stoppage? Do you think it was premature?
No, it was a premature because it was going to get ugly the farther it goes. But
Mike Rem,
the the
salute
po-
family.
the performance was excellent. I didn't think he really did anything wrong. I think like Free said, if he keeps getting better, it's gonna get scarier. So they better catch him now if you really want to fight him because if you don't catch him now, he definitely gonna start beating on people.
1000%. Marky Dan, the man, the historian. Make sure y'all follow Democracy 101. My brother Marky Dan doing excellent work in the political space. Talk to us, Marky.
Salutes.
Break down Fondora's performance for us. And do you feel like that was a premature stoppage?
Salutes. It was a good performance for Fondora.
And I don't think he really shifted into fourth gear yet. I think he was just really stepping into gear 2. And Keith really just couldn't stand up to that. I didn't see death by 1,000 uppercuts yet. And to answer your question, no, it was not. I mean, it might have been a premature stoppage in the sense that Keith wasn't like out on his feet, but at the same time, the referee saw what I saw. The referee saw what everybody else saw. Keith Thurman was pretty much, I don't know if the word is outclassed, but he did not have a chance of winning that fight. And that knot and that rat underneath his eye, it was nasty. It was red, purple, black. It was the size of a fist. So I mean, that just wasn't gonna get better. So I didn't have any problem with the stoppage personally. And Keith Thurman, to me, he just sounded crazy after that fight. He sounded crazy saying that we were 4 minutes away from having some fun. I mean, you were 4 minutes away from probably getting carried up out of there.
1000%. And shout out Design. Appreciate you pulling up. We almost at 7,000 on TikTok. So shout out for all the support and the love. And coming cross platform to support. That's a big deal. I appreciate you and all the members. We doing our membership raffle on TT and on YT. So TikTok and YouTube on April 1st. So two people going to get a $50 cash app or a Zelle from me. So I appreciate y'all. Shout out to my good brother Champ Ross in the building. Let's go, Champ. He said, I feel like they saved Keith for another fight. Time will tell. PBC got a few more days this year they have to fill. Makes sense. Keith can come back, but it's what I'm saying. A style that was a bad style matchup. And if you could see by the photo behind us, look at the reach and look at how much distance Keith is gonna have to close. So it was just gonna be too much for him. I really want to see
I mean,
Fondora.
but but the
Go ahead,
same
Juan.
time too. I mean, at the same time too. We talking about somebody that's kind of been a career 147 pounder, fighting
Yeah,
somebody that's 154 pounds.
yeah.
Somebody that's reach is ridiculous. I don't think he's ever. I don't even think he's ever fought somebody that's over 6 foot. So it's like you expect somebody that's been inactive the last 5 years. Fought maybe two times the last three, and expect him to come back, fight this dude, and perform admirably. I wouldn't say even admirably. It's just like that was an impossible task for Keith just to do it. Shout outs to him for taking the fight, but it's just
Hmm.
that wasn't going to be fathomable for
But
him to.
see, what I've noticed and kind of Mendoza's try, Mendoza was getting hands put on him before he
See,
stopped.
but
But
Mendoza's a bigger guy though. Mendoza's
yeah,
not a
yeah.
small person. You know what
Right,
I'm
right, right.
saying?
And that's what I'm saying. For Keith, I see what you're saying, Juan. Keith, he wasn't gonna win that fight. So whatever he thought he was gonna do, it wasn't gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Now, in his mind, he said, okay, I'm going to close the distance and be able to land a big shot and hurt and stop Fondora. But you have to have somebody that's actually gassed or, they put himself in a bad position to where he can get hit with a big shot and not recover. And I don't think the referee wasn't going to allow that to happen. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't going to allow Thurman to go through that fire to come out on the other side of it. He wouldn't. The referee and I don't think a lot of people thought that was even a
Hey,
possibility.
I mean,
Only in Keith's mind.
truthfully speaking, if y'all saw what I saw, it didn't look like Keith Thurman had any pop on his punches. When
No.
he did land a couple of shots, they didn't look like they faced Fondora at all. I'm
I
like,
did.
okay, where's the power at?
He washed up. Keith Thurman's washed up, man. I mean, let's don't pretend, the playing that we don't know what's going on. Keith is beyond washed up. He's washed, bro.
Let me.
On that level. I mean, he can beat the Brock Jarvises of the world. He can beat
Yeah.
the C+ fighters, but
Yeah, the
he's
bantamweight guys.
It's just it, no,
yeah.
it's the simple fact is this again. Like I said, he's a 147 pounder. This guy's 5'8", maybe 5'9" on a good day.
No, 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 no. Let's do this. Go watch the face off with Manny Pacquiao. Keith Thurman is barely 5'7".
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So
No,
so
no,
so
Keith Thurman 5'8".
No, 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 no,
Look,
sir, no,
hold on,
sir.
hold on, hold
Go,
on.
go, go! Watch that face off with Manny Pacquiao. They're almost eye to
Listen,
eye,
bro.
man.
Coach,
Keith Thurman is
I
not
Coach, he
5'8".
got a picture with him. He got a picture with
Coach,
him.
I have a picture with Keith Thurman. I stood right next to him. We took a picture together. I'm 5'10". He's standing eye to eye with me. He's 5'8". He's the man. He's 5'8".
Well, I guess he must have grew up. He may have had some Timberlands on or something, brother, because when he was looking at Manny Pacquiao, they were looking eye to eye. And
Let me
Manny
ask you
Pacquiao
this.
is
Let me ask
short.
you this, Coach. Was the stoppage premature?
Nah, it was a good stoppage, man. You know, ain't no sense of getting all busted up, man. I don't got a problem with it. You know, the fight shouldn't have never happened. Let me tell you something about this kid Fondora. He plans on fighting absolutely nobody, man. Even in the post press conference, they were like, we looking to fight. Basically, in so many words, they saying we gonna fight PBC only fighters. He's not interested in fighting, unifying with none of the champions and that like that. He's not even interested in moving up. If he goes up there and fight Yo-Yo Diablo would beat the brakes off him. And that's one
They should
class
just
up.
make the Virgil fight. Virgil is mandatory. I think he's #1 in WBC.
Virgil beats Fondora. Virgil beats Fondora.
No, I don't think so. But we could
I
see that
believe
fight
so.
happen, Coach.
I believe Virgil beats him, man. I'm gonna tell you why I say that, because think about Fondora, he's been had already. Go back and watch the Ocampo fight. To beat Fondora, you got to get on the inside and you got to let your hands go. And Virgil does do that. I do give credit. Virgil and Fondora. Virgil, I think he beats Fondora because Virgil lets his hands go. He's tough. He can punch. Everybody who ever had any type of success with Fondora has always let their hands go. Even the Lubin fight. Go back to Lubin. Lubin was putting hands on Fondora the whole fight. He just got busted up. But from round 2 to whatever, he was putting hands on him, man.
I think
you got to stand. You got to stand in that kitchen. You got to stand in that kitchen. You got to let your hands go.
Let me just say that this real quick.
Hold
Shout out to
up, Coach. But you gotta
Prize
take
Fighter pulling up on us. Appreciate you, Prize.
you gotta take in consideration when he fought Ersan Lubin. That was before Fedor learned how to fight from a distance. He's fighting from a distance now.
Exactly.
Guys ain't getting close to him. So I mean, look at the first Tim Tszyu fight. How Tim Tszyu had some success, and then go look at the second fight. Tim Tszyu ain't have no success.
See,
No, but he landed some big shots on Fondora before he got stopped. Go back and look at the last round before he got stopped. He landed big shots on him, man.
But even then, when you look at like there's moments in the fight that happened Saturday where he got tagged. Somebody that's a little bigger than Keith does some type of real damage there.
Can Carlos stop him?
Carlos who?
Adames.
Carlos who? I think so.
That's a hard fight.
I think so because
I think Carlos Adames can stop him.
I think Yo-Yo Diablo beats him.
But I think at 54, when we talk about at 54, it ain't now at 54 because this is where these guys are at. This is where he's at. He's making the weight comfortably, so this is where he's at. At 54, there's probably maybe 2 people that can beat him. Maybe, and this is me maybe in it right here. This is really me maybe in it because if, like Free said earlier, if he's fighting the way that he's fighting, he keeps on fighting and gets comfortable, that's going to be a long day for a lot of people. Very, very long day.
Yeah,
Let me bring in Marky. Go ahead, Free.
If you go back and look what Keith Thurman was doing, the movement that Keith Thurman was doing, Fedor didn't have no problems with the movement of Keith Thurman. He just kept the jab. He kept the jab in his face the entire night. He had no problem. And when Keith Thurman started to act up, Fedor said, "Okay, I got this straight right hand for you. Sit back
Well,
down."
you got to remember, Keith Thurman got a 67-inch arm reach, man. I mean, that dude is freaking 5'7", 67-inch arm reach.
That's not what
Something
you
crazy
said
like
when
that.
you said the fight, though, Coach. You weren't talking about the arms. You was like, "Hey, Fedor can't deal with the movement, and he ain't had no problem with that daggone movement."
Yeah, but he looked old too. I'll give him that one. He did look older.
Yeah, I
He looked
mean,
slower. He looked slower.
he looked
He
slow.
just
He was older. He was
I
pudgy.
think somebody like Boots and maybe even Xander with their movement, like the way they move, especially the way that Boots can get in the inside, that's where it's gonna get in trouble. But I think somebody
What?
like somebody that's a little bigger that's actually a natural 54, that body shots that Keith was landing early on, those actually start taking effect.
Well, you have to punch with Fondora. You have to punch with him because there's so many openers out there. He throws looping shots, and Booster had that great stab jab to the body. He's great at that. Yeah, Booster. Yeah, Fondora can't do nothing with Boots.
Let me do this real quick, y'all. Let me do this. If y'all in here, tap the like button, hit the follow, help the channel grow, put some color in the chat. Beautiful boxing conversation. Mark, I gotta bring Marky in. Marky, if you can, talk about 154 and do you see anybody that can beat Fondora 154? Marky might be working, y'all. Appreciate the support. Hair Grease, what's going on? God bless you. He said one of them 4 extra minutes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, because any in his mind, he was gonna be able to land something, but I don't know, man. I don't think Fondora was going to go that easy. I think Fondora's developed a lot since then. Go ahead, free cook on it.
Those 4 extra minutes, we might have been singing a daggone funeral hymn for Keith Thurman. That man was getting beat to death, like BBO say. At 54, I see Jerron Bucenis might have the foot speed and the movement to be able to deal with Fandora, but outside of that, I don't know. I don't know anybody else that can deal with that. Outside of Jerron Bucenis, even like a guy like Jamel Charlo. I don't think Jamel Charlo can deal with a Fandora right now. Maybe if Jamel Charlo and he has a couple of fights under his belt or whatever, and he gets back into the swing of things, Jamel Charlo right now coming off the couch, he's getting stopped by Fandora. That man getting stopped. We gonna see another Keith Thurman. I heard Coach say Virgil. We gotta remember Virgil was being put down by what's the guy? Bo something.
Belichick.
Yeah, Boacek. He was being sat down by him. He got sat down twice by him, and you think he gonna have a chance with Fandora? Nah. I think Virgil gets stopped worse than Keith Thurman. His face might look worse because he's a come forward fighter. He's gonna come right at Sebastian Fundora, which
Yeah,
gives Sebastian Fundora a kill.
dudes that use lateral movement are the ones that are gonna kind of beat him. Like, because you can't stand in front of him and bang with him. Because that's impossible. That's something you're coming one. He's coming down on punches. If anybody knows scientifically, that actually hurts more. He's coming down with punches. He's coming down with punches. He's gonna hurt you every single time.
Yeah, most definitely.
I guess the thing with Fondora is you always have a chance because it doesn't matter. Even Fondora admitted, he said Keith hit me with a good shot, but all they did was just enraged him. So, but Keith did land on him. But you talking about a guy 37 years old, 5'7", 5'8", and whatever side of the coin you want to be on, 69-inch arm reach, coming off a bicep injury. Like I said, if Fondora goes up 6 pounds and fights Hernandez, he's getting stopped. Because now you don't have that advantage anymore. You fight the guy who's 6'3", who's looking at you pretty much eye to eye. Your advantages went out the window. 6 pounds. That kid, I'm gonna tell you something. He's a good fighter, but that kid has no intentions on trying to unify them belts. Sampson already said it. He said we fighting on this side of the street. We're not interested in no Xander. We're not interested in no boots. Those are his words, not mine. So they got that kid in bubble wrap, man, for the right reason, because Boots is a stylistic nightmare. You see how much Fondora was missing those first 3 rounds? He was missing everything until Keith Thurman slowed down and then got tired and Fondora beat him up.
Yeah, let me say this, Coach, and I'm gonna bring you in on it. That sounds good, but the people not gonna believe in Arrow on a layoff or Jamel on a layoff. So maybe the PBC can bring them back against Tim Zoo and they get the fight. But who do you feel like Fondora is gonna fight in the meantime on PBC?
He's gonna fight Tellez. That's gonna be his next fight. Mark my words. Let me tell you something. That kid's in bubble wrap. And let me tell you something else. They have no conscience because they fought Keith Thurman. They don't have any conscience. They don't care about Jamel Charlo coming off no layoff. If Jamel signed the contract, he's gonna be in that ring. They had no conscience. Nobody cares. If you sign the contract, the excuses go out the window.
That man ain't in no bubble wrap. He going after the money. He's going where the money's at.
Bro, the money is in unification matches. The man said we ain't worried about Boots. We ain't fighting Xander.
No, it's not. The money is He get way more money fighting Earl Spence than he would fighting Jawan Bucenis. He get more money fighting Jamel Charlo than he do Jawan Bucenis or Xander Zayas. It's more money fighting those guys than it is fighting
Well,
Jawan
now let me
Well,
Bucenis.
ask you this though,
it's an
Free. What
in-house
about Virgil?
fight. It's easy to make. It's an in-house
How,
fight.
how big is it? Is the Virgil fight bigger, or you feel like the green print is bigger with Jamel and Earl?
Is the Virgil fight bigger than Jamel and Earl?
Yeah,
It all depends on what Golden Boy is going to give up.
Mel
mm.
Earl is the biggest money fight you can make for the
Yeah,
kickback
yeah. Well,
because of the
Errol's the biggest
Mm.
fight.
Earl,
Errol's the
Earl,
biggest fight.
Earl, I mean, if you're talking about for the fighter, Earl is the bigger fight than Virgil. Jamel is a bigger fight than Virgil. If you're talking about
I'm talking
for
about
the
income
fight,
generating.
the income generated right now, Earl is still bigger than Virgil. I mean, it's a argument between Jamel and Virgil, but when it comes to Earl, he's a bigger
nah.
name.
It's still Mel because when you if you're making it in Texas, especially which they are, if they make it in Texas, most likely
That's what
they
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. Isn't hold? Let me say
Both of
this.
them
Isn't
got
Virgil? Isn't
both of them
Fondora's a
got
Vegas fighter now though? Free and one.
yeah, but
Fondora is
he's
going to be
from
strictly Vegas. He's the
he's
guy.
he's from Texas through well not Texas, he's from
Yeah, he's
Cali
from
through and
Cali.
through. He's from Cali
Yeah.
through and through. So even if you decide to make this fight at Texas, right? What's in Mexico? Whole bunch of guys that are Mexican, whole bunch of people that are Mexican that show support for him. Every single time he fights there, they show support for him. Who fights also from Texas? Jamel Charlo, Errol Spence. What happens when they go to fight in Texas? They show out and show through. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, the bigger money fight is in Texas. Virgil barely outsold the Texan stadium. So you telling me right now that somebody that just fought a year ago with Eric moving barely can sell against that in a Lucas Oil Stadium, which mind you is not that big. You think he's gonna outsell the two biggest stars from Texas right now? Let's really be real.
you have a good one.
Probably not one. And
No,
because
I
Virgil,
agree. I
but
agree with
but I
what
feel
Juan
like
said.
it's a big. It's still a. I feel like it's still a big fight. But I feel like you still get the same. You get more elements with Errol and Jamel. So I'm with you.
No, yeah, I agree. I agree with what Juan said. It's just I said it's because I don't know how many what Jamel Charlo that performance he put on with Canelo Alvarez. We know when it came to Earl, even though he lost, he went out. He went out fighting. He didn't take the easy way out. So that's why I say it's an argument for Jamel. But when it comes to Earl, no, it ain't no argument. We know who's the biggest star.
Now let's do this real quick. Coach Eddie, rank your top four at 154, regardless of the belts. Who's your top four, Coach?
I think, in my opinion, I got Boots. Boots being the top guy at 154, even though he don't have the belts. Got Boots. Probably go with Sebastian and Ortiz. That's pretty close. I'm gonna go with Sebastian because he does have a belt. Who else we got? I would probably
Hold on, Coach. No belts, just fighting style, skill set.
fighting who I think will win the fights. Okay, I got
Absolutely.
Boots. I got Boots. I got Ortiz. I got Fondora. I got Xander. And I gotta throw Charlo in there too. I think Charlo beats Fondora, man. I got Charlo number 3. I got Boots. I got Charlo. I got Fondora. I got Ortiz.
Okay, and no Xander. So that's your top four. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead, Free, and now I'm gonna bring Juan in.
I got. I got. Oh, I got Boots because I said I'm a favorite Boots. I think he can deal with Sebastian Fundora. He can switch from either side. So I'm gonna say Boots. This is no belts involved. I'm gonna say Boots. Um, I'm gonna say Sebastian Fundora based off of that performance I saw last night. I mean Saturday night. Um, Xander Zayas, then Virgil. I can't put Jamel in there because I don't know what Jamel looked like. Last time I saw Jamel, he was running away from the ass whooping, so I don't know what he looks like right now.
And
That was almost 3 years ago.
and it's funny, shout out to Pooh in the building. It's funny that you say that because depending on where you from, uh people can be extremely different. Like you'll meet somebody from the south, and they one way, and you'll look at somebody, you'll find somebody similar to them that's on the west coast. They gonna talk to you and act a completely different. That's just what it is. It's based on how you grow up. It's based on life experiences. Now, Juan, talk about your top four. One
Top
five four.
four: Fondora, Bootsy, Zayas, I guess Virgil. Yeah, that's really it. Yeah,
Hold
yeah,
on, hold on. You who's your number one?
Fondora.
Yeah,
King wears the throne, so yeah, yeah.
and that's over the unified champ.
King wear again. King wears the throne. Like I said before, he's the longest reigning one out of all of them. So King wears the throne.
Man, Jesus Ramos is going to 160. Pooh. He said he's willing to come. I bet he is willing to come back. That's a big payday.
Yeah,
hmm
Yeah, well,
he gonna get stopped when you go up there and fight Yo Hernandez, man. Diablo gonna put hands on him, man.
You talking about Fondora?
Whoever, yeah. Oh yeah, I got
Whoever.
beat him all day. I'll bet the house on that. Beats him all day.
Mm.
That's why that kid had no intention on moving nowhere. He gonna stay there at 154. Hey, and that's his right, man. You know, you want to stay down there, you know, and have these crazy face offs and all that stuff. But hey, more power to you. But he moves up. He moves up to 160 and gets in there with Yo Hernandez. Diablo, he going to sleep.
hey, what I will say
Shout out to
is
Vince Jackson.
the
Yeah, I'm with you.
person with the biggest cojones is Xander Zayas. That man said, I don't care what y'all say. I'm fighting Jerome Bucetis. I ain't fighting no tune-up, no easy
Nah,
fight. Give me
I got to
Jerome
get a young bull
Bucetis.
credit. I got to give him credit. He taking the fight. He's stepping up to the game. He a young bull. He gonna be an underdog in that fight, and rightfully so. And he said, you know what? I believe in myself. I'm gonna see what I can do. So I got to give the man credit. He ain't ducking.
And
Now Fondora, he proved to me to be a duck because he wanted to put a rehydration clause on Xander's eyes. That's why that fight never happened. That man do not want to fight nobody. I'm telling you, man.
hmm Hey, let me say this. Let me bring in Ja, man. Ja, how you feeling today, bro? What was your thoughts on the Fondora Keith Thurman fight? And do you feel like it was a premature stoppage?
What's good? Um, man, I was rooting for Keith.
I do it. I know it. You gonna come.
What
Y'all got
happened?
me
Why
saying
you
some
always
wild shit.
making noise loud at the same time while I'm trying to talk?
Man,
Because
it's
I know
all
you about to
love.
say,
It's
you
all
know,
love.
No,
You
I
know,
just
no,
man.
because I
can't
know,
hear. I just can't hear. That's all I'm saying. I don't.
I said
I
you,
ain't tripping.
you're gonna say something wild. That's what I already hear you. Go ahead, do your thing, big
No,
dog.
Come on, man. Mute up, Juan.
I just can't hear. I ain't tripping off of that. One be geeking for real. I ain't tripping off of that. But like, I was rooting for Keith. Fondora, like I never thought that Fondora would be an easy fight for Keith. I just believe in him that he could win. I still believe that he could have did something to win, but I don't think it was a premature stoppage because he did that. It was in his control and he waited too long. Like he was doing good with the game plan. And then the way he was outboxing him pretty much the whole time. Fondora tall, so of course he was still touching him, but his defense looked sharp. His legs looked sharp. Like he was slipping Fondora punches and stuff. And then I feel like because his face looked like that, it's over. Like because he is light skinned, and it don't take much to like look like it's worse with that complexion. Like and he sounded fine, like he always sound. Right after the fight, he didn't look like he was just like messed up. I could see how he felt, so I respect what he's saying. It's just at the same time you gotta take accountability. Like you waited too long, and then the way you was trying to box him as if he was the same height as Danny or Sean Porter and them was ridiculous. Like after you outbox him a little bit, Fondora did start selling out a lot of times, but you was just standing there letting him load off on you with combinations. Like that was your opportunities to catch him in between the shots and stuff, and he didn't. And then he waited. He waited too long. The main objective was not to outbox him. It was just to use that so you could get him comfortable, but you never forced the inside fight. You came in getting shots off. He did get shots off, but those wasn't going to be the effective shots like you had in your other fights. And I guess he just built up them habits where he couldn't adjust this time. 'Cause he was supposed to force an inside fight and clip him. And that was his shot at winning. So I understand completely what he was saying, but he still didn't take accountability for it. It wasn't an early stoppage. It was a
Right.
good stoppage.
Let me say this real quick before you cook, Coach, because I want you to respond to that. And shout out to L Dub. Appreciate you pulling up, L Dub. Hey, we a growing channel. I appreciate all the support from everybody. Hey, listen, this is a members only panel. Everybody on a panel is a member supporting the channel, helping the channel grow. Listen, we trying to grow from the ground up. This is grassroots, so we need support. Don't hesitate to bless the panel, bless the chat, build up the channel. Let's work. And salute to my brother Remo pulling up. Appreciate you, Remo. Go ahead, cook on it, Coach.
Now, everything that my man Josh said was on the money, man. Like the first 3 rounds, Fondora was missing big, man. But I felt like, for his legs, Keith's legs betrayed him. All that movement, all that extra energy, being 37 years old, he didn't have it no more. That's part of the reason why the fight got stopped also, because of his age and because of who he is. And a lot of times, guys like that, those referees, they'll do those older guys that they have, feelings for or have some endearment for them. They don't want to see them go out bad like that, like flat on your back, knocked out cold. So they'll step in to save you from yourself. And that's stopped with reduce age, because we seen what Lubin did. They let Lubin go on, so he's like the freaking elephant man. If Keith was a little bit younger, they probably let that fight go on. But like I say, the man pushing for close to 40. Like once you get past 37, you might as well say you 40, bro. You right at it. You know what I'm saying? You throwing rocks at 40. It was just the age, man. And he didn't want to see Keith get busted up like that. But that's
And
pretty much all it
let
was.
me
That's a great perspective. I didn't even think about the age for the stoppage.
100%. But they were saying that, they could bring Keith back. They don't need him to get a type of fight where he can't come back from. So that makes sense. And make sure y'all follow my brother Remo. Let's Talk Fashion. Also follow L Dub Boxing. Good brothers creating great content. Go ahead and cook on that, jaw. Like, do you feel like Keith Thurman can still come back? Do you still want to see him versus Errol Spence? Or what's your thoughts on Keith returning to the sport?
That would be great for Earl. That would be great for boxing to me. I like, regardless of what time we in their careers, like I believe we want to see the Earl. Like if we took a vote, majority of vote, like yeah, I want to see Earl versus Keith. Why not? And that'd be perfect for Earl comeback, because I don't want to see him with somebody who is showing that they a tough contender. 'Cause I don't know what Earl can do yet.
Yeah, I do want to see Errol come back versus Tim Zoo, and then possibly fight maybe Keith, or maybe even a bigger fight. Errol, he's not looking to fight anybody that's coming off a loss. It just has to make business sense for Errol. Business wise, Keith with a title made sense. But now, business wise, Fondora, Virgil, Jermel, those fights make more sense money wise. Now let me ask you this. Let me pivot real quick, right? I want to bring Free in on this Moses Atama. And we 30 minutes in. Appreciate all the support. We're gonna talk Moses. We're gonna pivot. We're gonna move around a little bit. And we could talk yo-yo. We're gonna talk a lot. We could talk whatever. But Free, talk to me about Moses Atama. I mean, he got a brutal stoppage over Jermaine Franklin. What was your thoughts on the performance, and do you feel like he's going to be the future of heavyweight boxing?
Future, he is now. Dog, most of the time, at first I said he still needed some more fights before he can deal with a guy like Usyk. After what I saw Saturday, I don't think Usyk beats him. I don't think nobody at heavyweight beats him, because that guy moves like a middleweight. Like we used to say that about Usyk. He really moves like a middleweight. Like the man, he manipulates his jab, he manipulates his punches with the feints, and he got that power that you don't see it coming. Like that uppercut that he caught Jermaine Franklin with when he stepped back and hit that man with that uppercut. Jermaine Franklin body didn't even know he got knocked out. His mind said we was out, but his body was like, did we just go to sleep? Because he didn't even know if he wanted to fall or not. That man fell. He got hit again on the way down. So that man, I don't think nobody at heavyweight is dealing with Moses right now. And we got to remember, he's only 21. This man is still young, and he's going to get better and better. And another thing, being 21, he hasn't even fully developed his man strength yet, and he's out here making people look crazy. We saw the Dillian White knockout in the first round, the demolish of Dillian White in the first round, and then he comes back and stops Jermaine Franklin, a guy that's been in there with Dillian White. He's been in there with AJ, never been stopped in his career, only had 2 losses, and those went the distance. This man put that man to sleep. So I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see nobody beating that dude right now.
Let me jump in free and say this real quick to my brother Remo. Now, I see what you're saying there. It's just I feel like the PBC names are all still big names that can draw people to fights like Keith, like Errol, and Jamel, Jamal. You know, people want to support the Charlos. They've been doing this for years. So these guys got built-in fan bases. So I think PBC is always going to look to put one of them on on a pay-per-view card because of course you got your young phenoms, you got Fondora, you got Benavidez, you got Tank, you know. So when you add those top tier, they gonna sell. But then you have different markets where you bring in Jamel, you know, you bring in Errol, you bring in Jamal, and you get a whole different element. You get the Texas fan base that's always gonna support. So I don't feel like they plan to age them out. I just feel like all the guys is older at this point. So now it's just they gotta make sure that they maximizing profit. And to be honest with you, try not to get them beat. Now you're gonna have to now, of course, to get a whatever Thurman did. Thurman had to take the biggest opportunity there was for him, so he had to go in there with that tower in Inferno. That's just gonna be the toughest. That's the toughest fight at 154 stylistically. Now, of course, if you can, do like Mendoza and take a few to land one, then okay. Mendoza took a lot of few to land one. And then so we just got to see how everything play out. I want to see Arrow come back versus Tim Zoo, and then I don't know, possibly fight at 160. I don't know about 154, but we'll see. Now, Ja, let me bring you in on this. Ja, talk to me about who do you feel like is number one right now is at 154. And if you can, Ja, give me your top four at 154.
I had to give it to Fondor. At first, I had Xander before this fight, but I feel like Fondor got a better resume. Hold on.
You good, Ja? Yeah, Fondor. I mean, Fondor. He's putting on them performances right now. The quality opposition. I do want to see him fight a unified champion in Xander and see if he can do the same thing he did, with Keith. And I definitely want to see Boots versus Fondor. But the way they talking right now is the looks of it, the sounds of it, that Samson and Fondora is going to do PBC business, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Jamel versus Fondora or Errol Spence versus Fondora. But like Coach says, Telez makes the most sense for that fight. Um, Coach, while we here, Coach, talk to me. Ja had to she had to step away. Coach, talk to me about Moses. Did you get a chance to see the knockout?
Yeah, I like that kid, man. I seen that dude, but that dude's a problem, bro.
Yeah.
Southpaw too at that. I said this kid kind of remind me of Michael Moore a little bit. You know what I mean? Because Michael Moore had that southpaw jab, but Moses the big kid, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
He's a
coach,
lot bigger than Michael. A lot bigger than Michael.
coach, I heard something yesterday that I didn't even know. Moses is not a southpaw. He just fight as southpaw. He's an orthodox fighter. I didn't know that. He's an orthodox fighter, but he fights in a southpaw stance. But he's an orthodox
Right.
fighter.
So he signed with Frank Warren, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Queensboro.
no, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
if you
All those
notice,
guys.
yeah, old Fish Eyes got all the top heavyweights, man, and he just signed Jared. Now he's gonna feed Jared to Moses. That's what's gonna happen right there.
I said that yesterday.
Jared's a
I
feeder
said that
fish.
yesterday.
Yeah, that's to put him in the U.S. market. That'll probably be his first fight in the U.S. That'll be a big
Oh,
deal.
I wanted to take it a further step than Free did when it comes to Moses. Like, I think he moved like a lightweight. I think his speed is crazy for a heavyweight. That speed is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's sharp.
Everything
He's
that we used
sharp
to
as
say
a
about
mug.
everything we used to say about Usyk, that's what Moses is. All that stuff that I hear people say about Usyk, oh, he moves like a middleweight and that, all it, that's what Moses is. Moses is what everybody said Usyk was. I've never seen Usyk move like Moses moved.
Mm.
And not even move, my bad. I mean his punch speed though. He punched fast like a lightweight.
Now we got to put this to the panel because Usyk did say Moses was not on the list. He didn't want to ruin him moving forward. I know, Ja, I'm gonna leave you for last on this one. Talk to us, Coach. Usyk versus Atama. Do you think break that down?
Hey man, I get that young man a shot against anybody, brother. And like I said, Father Time's undefeated, man. You know, Usyk might as well say you 40. I think what 38 years old. You
Yep,
just
right
show up
around
in
there.
the
Yeah.
you just show up in the ring. You just get old. You get old overnight. You know what I mean? And Usyk went to the well a bunch of times fighting these big, strong punchers, man. And he came out unscathed. He was not unscathed, but he came out on the top winning side. I think that kid right there got a lot of upside. He's got a lot of potential, man. And I would make him, a very, very live dog in that fight, man, against Usyk. I know it's hard to bet against him, but I would not be surprised if Moses was able to pull that off.
Man,
Wouldn't surprise me one bit.
Moses versus Usyk. If that fight happens later on this year, or if it happens early next year, that fight will end up like Fondora versus Keith Thurman. I'm telling you, Usyk's going to get beat up in that fight. He's going to get beat up.
Let me say this before Ja cook on it. Shout out to Kill 38. Appreciate you always supporting and showing love. Putting some color in the chat. She says happy Monday. God bless you. Thank you. Hey, listen, support the channel, help the channel grow. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate you, Kill. Cook on it, Ja. What's your thoughts on Moses versus Usyk? And shout out to AC in the chat. AC, a supporter of the channel. Appreciate you, AC. He said the man just beat Jermaine Frank, and now y'all talking some damn Usyk. Now,
Hey, see,
You
tell
saying
me when
me?
I've been wrong.
hold on, Ja.
These last, what, 3, 4 months? Tell me where I've been wrong at. You tell me where I've been wrong at.
And we'll wait for that response. Ja, break that down. That Usyk versus Moses Atama.
Uh Usyk tough. So and he been in there with some heavy guys. I got Moses though, cause Moses he hungry. He not playing. I could see it in him. Like he definitely not as proven as Usyk. That's obvious. But he, you gotta be blind. You know what I mean? Not to see that in him. That's how I feel about when people say stuff about boots. Just certain stuff people be saying about a lot of different fighters. It's like maybe they not really paying attention. But like Moses, I got him winning, but I don't got it being easy. Cause Usyk, he's sharp like that too. But Moses, he faster, he younger. But I think Usyk might have more power though. Who knows though? I can't say for sure. Um, that'd be a real good fight. I feel like that'll really show Usyk true colors. That he take that fight or not.
Yeah, and I do believe that Moses should jump the line, all things considered. not in a sense, not jump Fabio, but I feel like it should be Fabio next after Rico, and then he should fight Moses on the back end before he retires. Jumping on
I
that,
think
coach. I know
Moses should
Frigo
get a
coach.
crack
Jumping on
at
that, coach.
Tyson Fury. Go ahead and knock Tyson Fury. Moses knocks out Tyson Fury, no
Hey,
doubt.
but he
Tyson
would
sleep.
he wouldn't be jumping a line over Fabio because he's a mandatory to Fabio. I mean to Usyk. Well,
Okay.
he's the interim title holder to Usyk's belt. So he wouldn't be jumping the line. He'd be taking the rightful shot at Usyk. And because we already know that Fabio and Moses, they have the same trainer, same promoter. They probably never going to fight.
Mm. Now let me say this. The only reason I say that, go ahead, coach.
I think Frank Warren. I think he puts Tyson Fury on that platter one day. I think he's gonna put Tyson Fury on that platter.
Man, Frank Warren gonna get that money, coach. That makes
That's what I'm
sense.
saying. He gonna go ahead and line Moses up with Tyson Fury. Go ahead and send Fury into retirement. And I think Fury will take that fight because he's the type of guy. He seemed like he gonna do what's right for boxing. He gonna pass that torch. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these guys don't want to pass the torch. Older
I
guys
don't think
like
that. I don't
Keith
agree with
Thurman.
that.
Keith Thurman passed the torch, even though he was kind of a dim torch. But him
Yeah.
basically, he let his name get on Fondora's resume. Now,
Mm-hmm.
like I say, I'm not jumping out the window about the Fondora win. You know what I mean? I want to keep the win, but I told my old trainer, I said, man, he probably gonna get stopped in the 6th round, and it played out pretty much how I thought it was. But I always was rooting for Keith because I wanted to get Keith, get another opportunity.
Coach, he needed that pay. He needed that payday.
Yeah,
Go
he
ahead,
needed
Doc.
the check, man, but he got busted up pretty bad, But it is what it is, man.
I just wanted to ask, what's their size matchup in the ring, Moses and Usyk?
I can pull it up. I think that's probably equivalent. They both look like they about 6'3". I know Moses just weighed in at 250 this last fight, or it was 240. Let me see.
And they height too, 'cause I really don't know how they look in the ring. 'Cause Moses looked like he a short heavyweight. So that's
They
why
they
it's
they
hard
the
for me to
same
really
height.
see.
Moses is a
Yeah,
little heavier than
he's
Usyk,
7.
but they're the same height. They
Yeah,
both
Usyk is 6'3".
Well then, dang, that's it. He heavier than Usyk too, 'cause he
yeah, he's
definitely
heavier than
faster.
Usyk, but they're the same
Mm-hmm.
height.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
he
love
got
to see
Usyk
that
by
fight.
maybe like 15, 20 pounds, something like that.
I feel like I need to see
Mm-hmm.
that fight now.
Yeah, I'm right. I'm right there with you. He's 21 years of age. He's listed as
That's what I said.
6'4".
He's 21. He's
Mm.
21.
Now, if
He's
Usyk
still
go
a
in there
kid.
and dominate and ruin them,
He,
that would say a lot. But
bro,
I don't see that.
he's still a kid right now.
That brother Usyk said he was gonna ruin his
Mike Tyson
career.
was a kid too. Mike Tyson was a kid. He went and took out a lot of them
Bro,
old timers, man.
it's the year of the young guys. Look at you got Moses 21. You got Abdullah Mason 21. You got Xander Zayas 22, 23. You got
Ray
what's
Kroc.
the other young guy? Well he's
Scooter
20.
Davis real young.
Yeah, Scooter Davis is like 23, 24. I mean, Van Rodriguez is 26.
Mm-hmm.
It's the year of the young guys right now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, boxing a young man sport. It always has been, man. Young man sport, brother. Like once you get past the age of 35, you really consider a old man in boxing, man. You got guys that that are the exception, but for the most part, 35, that's the limit, bro. After that, you on the downhill slope. When you get past 35, man, you start to go down.
Cook on it free.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've been said that. I mean, you got especially with these guys having one maybe two fights a year, and you letting your body get that age put on it. Like the reason why guys from back in the days was able to fight um 100 fights or 75 fights, 80 fights is because they was fighting 4 or 5 times a year. Some of them was fighting like Mike Tyson 15 times a year. They was constantly standing in the ring. These guys are fighting 2 times a year. You be lucky if we get them 3 times a year. That's why a lot of these guys is ending their career with 40 fights, 35 fights, 32 fights because they ain't fighting nothing but once or twice a year. And by the time if you do that once or twice a year, you started your career at 18 years old. Let's say you became a professional at 18, and then you fought 4 or 5 times all the way up until you became a name or you became a champion, and then you started slowing down fighting once or twice a year. You only going to fight about another 7, 8 more years before you say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and hang it up.
I think that's good for a sport and it's good just all around worldwide because it's like it's fighting at the end of the day. It's only so much of that that we need to see. And then they probably got like 40, 50 fights at the most in a professional career, but then you add the amateur, most like amateurs, then it's like 300 fights, 340, 50 fights. If you add it all up since they've been fighting since they was a kid, like that enough is enough. Like you gotta balance that out. I think it's good for the sport and for the world.
1000%, Ja. And shout out to my brother AB, a member of the channel, supporter of the channel. Appreciate you pulling up. Link is in the chat for members to pull up. And then we gonna cook. And y'all already know we doing our members raffle on April 1st. So one of our members will get a $50 cash app from me or Zelle. Whatever. We gonna make it happen. Now, I gotta ask you this. I want to put this to the panel. Do we see Keith Thurman back, coach?
I mean, against who, man? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you can see him back, but he's probably going to be viewed as a stepping stone for a younger guy, man. Unless he can get the guys like Errol Spence with Errol Spence is basically vowed not to fight the guys. So I don't think we'll ever get to see that fight. The Charlo fight don't really make any sense. I think Keith Thurman is way too small to deal with Charlo. I think Charlo probably knocks him out. So he's just gonna be he's gonna be a gatekeeper, man. He may be able to get a crack with a shot with Lumen or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who you put him in there with. You know what I mean? I mean, like I say, once a person see you get beat down like that, it's like it's hard to bring you back, man. When you just get beat up, like even look at Andrade, he got beat up so bad they couldn't bring him back. You know, Keith Thurman got beat up so bad it's gonna be hard to bring him back, man.
But see, now the thing with Keith is he got controversy behind. I'm gonna bring you in AB, and I want Ja was about to cook on it, but he got at least controversy in sense, and he said he believes it was a premature stoppage. He still wanted to fight on. The only unfortunate thing with the Andre situation is he got stopped on the stool, and we pretty much seen them say no mas. So that just kind of it's difficult to bring you back. Like, who do we think you're gonna beat? Because PBC only gonna do championship fights. So unfortunately, it's gonna be a little harder to bring back Andre. I think with Keith, it's gonna be interesting to see how they bring him back. I think they can probably bring him back maybe versus Jamel Charlo or versus Errol, but outside of that, it's gonna be difficult to sell it.
What they need to do with Keith is give him a rematch fight with Dagon Manny Pacquiao. That's what they need to do with him.
That ain't bad. And make it at 147.
Make it at 147, make it at 154, catch weight, whatever. Have him fight Manny Pacquiao. They want to put these old guys to work. Have these old guys fight each other. Uh, uh, Earl Spence fight Jamel Charlo. Get that out the way. Get these old guys fighting against each other. I mean, let these young guys continue on with the sport, but these old guys want to continue on fighting. When they go fight some of these fighters that you never fought before, or you got a loss against and you want to revenge that loss, go fight them. Because the young men, they're gonna beat the brakes off of y'all because y'all ain't there. Y'all been sitting out of the ring for 3, 4 years, and y'all want to come back and get back in the ring.
1000%. Let me bring in AB. Appreciate you pulling up, AB. How you feeling, bro? And talk to me about the fights this weekend. What was your take on Fondora getting the stoppage? Keith Thurman complained. Do you feel like the stoppage was premature?
At first, I did, think it was a little premature, but then I started thinking about like the business aspect, and I was thinking about like, damn, Mayweather coming back, Manny Pacquiao coming back. They probably did that to save him, the reserves to basically reserve his chin, kind of
Yeah.
like how they did Rolly Romero uh with
Tank.
Tank. Yeah,
Hmm.
like how they stopped that early, kind of. And was I impressed with Fondora? Not really, because I kind of, that was kind of expected. He didn't really put no hurt into Keith Thurman, so I wanted. That's why I wanted to see like him actually go through with the if he was gonna get the knockout, go through with it. And actually, like I actually wanted to see his body drop. No disrespect, but he hurt Keith Thurman feelings. That's all I could say. He hurt his feelings because he was in his in his feelings bag a little bit. But
You mean
Keith,
in a sense with the stoppage? You mean like at the post fight?
yeah. He was in his feelings real bad. He hurt his feelings though. I will say that he definitely hurt his feelings. But I feel like I don't think that's gonna be his last fight. I feel like he gonna either fight Manny Pacquiao or Mayweather next.
Ooh, because the Mayweather fight, people said that's the fight that Mayweather was kind of avoiding Keith a little bit. Keith was in position. So yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
makes sense.
yeah, and Keith Thurman, I ain't gonna lie. Like as soon, I already knew he was gonna lose. I've been saying that he was gonna lose. But when I seen his face when he got into the ring, he had bags under his eye. I was like, yeah, I don't like how he looking right now. He don't even look like he want to be there. So I knew from the rip he wasn't gonna do too much, which he didn't. His knees was locking up every time he was trying to throw a shot. He was jumping up in the air. He was leaping. He was head hunting. He wasn't going to the body, so that means he left the whole game plan from the jump. Michael Fox already said, he did an interview saying the whole game plan, and you could just tell like the story was written up. And I ain't finna be long drawn out, but I felt some type of way when Fondora team was basically saying they ain't fighting nobody outside of PBC. That kind of made me feel some type of way
That
because it's
man the
like
duck, brother.
it was like who else is at 154 that's on PBC? And then I started thinking to myself, Earl Spence, Jermel Charlo, that's pretty much it. So I'm kind of like that's kind of nasty if you think about it.
Did you sell up to
But
Tellez fight?
Tellez, yeah, I seen it. He trash.
Hey,
Mm.
and that's gonna be his next fight. Sebastian's gonna fight Tellez because that's why they
He
put those
trash.
guys on. That's why and that's what I'm saying. That's Fondor is not willing. He's not interested in challenging himself at all. Like I said, it's a guy that's 6 pounds up that was on that same card that will put hands and feet on you. The Cuban guy, Yo Diablo, go up 6 pounds to fight him. I'm tired of seeing Fondor looking at these pathetic matches. Sitting there looking at these guys, sitting there looking at your goddamn chest. This dude don't want to fight nobody, man. He want to put rehydration clause on Xander Zayas. He want to goddamn dig up an old Keith Thurman, 5'6", 5'7", welterweight, and then act like he did something. Hey, man, you ain't do nothing, man. You ain't beat nobody. This man washed up, bro. He act like it's a good win. I said, man, bro, you ain't fooling nobody. The man don't want to fight nobody, man. The man don't want to fight, and he don't want no smoke. That dude in
Let me
bubble
just
wrap.
let me just say this real quick, Coach. Shout out to Bobby pulling up and Igloo. I feel like he said Atlantic City Hall of Fame, maybe New York Hall of Fame, but not the International Hall of Fame. Shout out Bobby, and he's talking about Keith Thurman. Let's put this to the panel real quick. I want to start with Coach Eddie. Then I'm gonna go to D Free, Ja, and AB. Coach, and we could do this quickly. Is Keith Thurman retired today? Would he be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, in my opinion, I think he'd be a
International.
Hall of Famer. Yeah, he'd be a Hall of Famer because
Okay.
you got to look at the people that's in there. Look at some of the people that's in the Hall of Fame right now. They don't have his accolades. They don't have. He fought everybody pretty much except Errol Spence. He was a champion. He got 2 losses. So yeah, he's Hall of Fame material.
What's your thoughts, Free? And Free, go ahead, Free there.
You say is Keith Thurman a Hall of Famer?
And we talking International Hall of Fame. Will he make it into the International Hall of Fame?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. It all depends on the Writers Association because those are the ones that vote for the Hall of Fame. I don't know. I would say they probably will put him in there because Keith Thurman is he's a talker, and they like when guys can talk. And Keith Thurman never been a guy that the boxing didn't like. They like Keith Thurman, so I would say he probably will make it into the Hall of Fame. I think he'll make it in there before Sean Porter do. If Sean Porter's going to make it into the Hall of Fame, I would say Keith Thurman definitely got to make it into the Hall of Fame.
Let me just. I'm gonna bring Giant real quick, free, and then we're gonna let AB cook on it. Let me just give my position real quick, Bobby. I even did a show after. Um, hold on, it's a little feedback. My bad, free. Okay. I did a show after Danny had stopped his last opponent. Um, and I was saying how Danny was going to be a Hall of Famer. I believe Danny's a Hall of Famer. You can't tell the story of boxing without Sean Porter, without Keith Thurman, without Danny Garcia from that era, from this era, from that welterweight era. Danny moving as an underdog, beating Amir Khan and Lucas Matisse. Now he didn't have a great run at welterweight, right? But he did get, of course. He got a good win to get the belt or whatever. I believe he fought Robert Guerrero to get the belt, and he just ran up against bigger guys. But I feel like yeah, Danny was too legit. Yeah, he was legit at 140. He was extremely legit at 140, and Keith was extremely legit, a unified champion at 147. And then of course we know with Sean Porter being a two-time champion at 147, what he did. So let me bring in Ja real quick. Ja, talk about this International Boxing Hall of Fame, and I'm gonna bring AB in. What's your thoughts on Keith Thurman being the International Boxing Hall of Fame? Do you feel like that's in question?
Do you mind if I speak on some other stuff that people was talking about?
Let me bring AB in, and then yeah, I'm gonna come right back to you, Ja. I'm gonna let you have the floor. Go ahead, AB. AB, would you put Keith as a Hall of Famer, international?
Nah, I mean, me personally, I wouldn't, but I think he just meets the criteria only because he got Danny Garcia and Manny Pacquiao. He almost beat Manny Pacquiao. If we really think about it and be honest, if he didn't fight Manny Pacquiao, we would look at him as equivalent as we would look at or Dennis Ugas.
Mm. Yeah, the let me it's a shoot at my brother AB. He said Eric Morales too. I'm with you, AC. I'm with you. Danny got Zab, Paulie, Ghost, Guerrero, Matisse, Porter, Thurman, Spence, and Morales on his resume. Yeah, Danny got a great resume. Really good resume. We're gonna pivot real quick. Go ahead, John. Take the floor.
I'm still like Keith. Yeah, I feel like it should be obvious, but I don't know. I feel like people be trying to like make a case for people not to be in the Hall of Fame more than they pay attention for a case for them to be in there. But yeah, Keith for sure. And like other people you mentioned, like Danny, like even if he lost, just because he was winning at one point in his career, so he showed who he is as a fighter. And then after that, it's nothing but names on his resume, pretty much. And he fought Laura, what a lot of people still scared to do. Probably even more scared because of what happened with Danny and Laura. But like, I wanted to speak on Tayez. Like, if old boy didn't start headbutting in the very beginning, when he seen the difference in their skill and their sharpness, man, we could have seen a master class from Tayez versus y'all. And as far as Earl coming back, if he fight somebody who's not coming off of a loss, feel like that's bad for business. The last fight you just had was a loss. How are you talking about? That don't make no sense. And then if somebody beat him, they just gonna say that. That's the last thing we seen was what happened between Earl and Bud. So I just think that's bad for business. Like fight Lubin, fight Keith, fight Tim, and see how you perform against them and you dominate them, then it'll make sense. But other than that, it's gonna be a waste.
I thought
Yeah, I
he
can
was
see
supposed to
that.
be fighting Tim Tszyu.
Yeah, that's still in the works potentially. Tim Zoo has a fight coming up. He either fighting this weekend or next weekend. I'm gonna check real quick.
Oh
Um,
damn.
I
Yeah,
thought Debo Dev and the Rolly fight. I heard that fight is off, man.
yeah, I got to get final confirmation on that. I think Dev had tweeted, but I was busy this weekend. Hold on, let me look into that. I'm gonna look into these dates. Um, Let me ask you this, AB, about Moses Atama real quick. What's your thoughts on Moses, and do you feel like he can beat Usyk? Like, break that fight down.
I think he could beat anybody at heavyweight. I ain't saying he can't lose, but I'm saying he's capable of beating anybody at heavyweight right now.
Yeah. What address what? The fight being off. If the fight is off, that means the Ryan fight is on AC, and that's what everybody was saying. Devin was trying to avoid Ryan or whatever. So if Devin is not fighting Rolly, he's fighting Ryan. So we just
I
gotta
heard
see.
that Rolly was trying to get in the mix, and I heard he trying to fight Ryan. So I don't know what's
Of
I
going
heard he
on.
course.
was trying to get out of his mandatory. That's what I heard.
And shout out to the Champ Ross Pick'em League. The league is over. Ooh, man, they had a $200 winner. So the winner of the league, shout out to Tom Prosser. He got $200 coming his way. He won with 11,072 points on the season, and I had 1,015 points on the season. Shout out to him. Hell of a job. He also so shout out to this last week. I won. I knew I did good this last week. I was second this last week. With 139 points, and the dude he had 10 more points than me. He got a first place bonus and I got a second place bonus. Okay, I see what it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, it was an interesting week of boxing. Let me just tell y'all this. So Tim Prosser got $200 for winning the pick'em league. And it's just, pretty much you just pick winners and how they gonna win and stuff like that. And it's no money to enter. Chambross also gave $50 to Eric Kelly. Shout out to Eric Kelly. He got 8 KO predictions correct. So that means he predicted the correct round in 8 bouts for this season. This is season 27. So Chambross ain't new to this. He's true to this. Other than that, the majority split decision draw tracker. Shout out to Clubber D. He got $50. He got 7 majority decisions splits and draw correct for the season. So shout out to them. So yeah, make sure y'all lock in with Champ Ross. If you want to pick boxing, if you have the time to do it, man, get in a pick'em league. That's $300 out of that brother's hard earned money. He didn't charge nobody to do nothing. Set up the league and everything. So shout out to him. Phenomenal job, man. He'll be back. He said we're gonna be back the first week of May. Get down with Champ Ross. Now, where are we at? Oh yeah, where we at? Okay, I gotta review this. Champ just sent me that. Let me look and see what's going on. I'm gonna do this and do that. Let me see. Now, let me ask you this, AB. Like, do you feel like when Usyk said he was gonna ruin Atama's career if he fought him? Talk about that. Do you believe that's a possibility? Being Atama being a 21 year old, he hasn't fought anybody really in the top 10 yet in heavyweight boxing. Could Usyk really like hurt him?
It's possible, but I think we be forgetting about these dudes' ages. I think you Usyk, by the time if that fight was to be made, Usyk gonna be like 40 something years old. 40. He might just be turning 40. I don't think he could beat Atama right now, bro. He got too much energy. Too much energy.
Let me read the tweet right here. Let me read this tweet. Rolly from Devin Haney. Devin Haney said Rolly delusional, acting like he's some kind of draw but can't sell out a ballroom. That's why the fight hasn't been made yet. The money isn't right. I'm looking at other options. He can go fight his mandatory since he's such a draw. Mm, mm. Yeah, that's wild, man. Rolly pricing himself out of the Haney fight. I mean, that's disgusting. But we knew, but see, that's what I'm saying. And everybody was like, wait this, wait that. This stuff is this is warfare. People think this is not business, this is warfare. PBC and Showtime and
Oh,
PBC and Al
oh,
Heyman, they hold on, free. They never liked Devin and Bill. because they walked away from them and went with the DAZN deal. They didn't want a monthly stipend like Tank or like any AB, like any of these guys, getting monthly installments from Al. They wanted to be their own boss. And don't expect, especially especially this fight don't happen, don't expect them to ever do business with Devin and Bill. Because it just don't seem like they willing to make it happen. And I knew for a fact when they asked Floyd about it and Floyd didn't say it was happening, we knew it's all smoke and mirrors. It's business. What they want to do is they want to keep Devin out the ring, keep him out of the limelight, because at the end of the day, they're not making no money off of Devin. So yeah, Rolly, man, that's just boxing, man. These guys is not going
Hey,
to all, they're not gonna
he
make
put
Kingmaker.
Brody Price.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Rolly sent the contract. PBC was putting on
Yeah.
the fight. So how Rolly fight? He priced himself out. Rolly said, I signed my portion of the contract. I'm waiting on Dev to sign. So that means Dev was looking for more money.
Yeah. If it wasn't no money, it's like what did they send him? What did they send him then? If it didn't, it wasn't enough. So for all intents purpose,
I
it
tried to
looked like the
tell
fight ain't
y'all.
gonna happen.
I told y'all. Everybody said, oh, Dev chasing the belts. No, he's not. He's chasing the money. He's not chasing the belts. He's chasing the money. You
Yeah, the
trying to
money.
tell
Yeah,
y'all?
it gotta make sense though. If it this is business. I mean, it's still prize fighting. So you gotta get your market value. And if Rolly, like you said, if Rolly ain't producing, or I mean, let him go fight as mandatory. Hopefully, PBC can make that fight on undercard of Tank versus Pitbull. And Devin can fight whoever he can find, right? Maybe Catterall or whoever. Oh, breaking news. Breaking news. Xander versus Boots. Yeah.
Yeah, I already told you. It's June 24th.
Right. Or what Ring Magazine it said they got it as June 27th.
Oh, 27. I'm sorry. I said,
Yeah.
24. The
But that's
27th at the Barcade. Is that the
it
Barcade?
is at the Barclays.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
they,
Yo, that fight gonna be lit, man. That's gonna be probably the biggest fight of the whole summer, man. And Virgil Ortiz sitting on the sideline looking like a duck right now, man.
Mm.
How long it look like before Tank come back? Cause you said the biggest fight of the summer, so that made me think about that.
Yeah, Tank is supposed to be coming back June, July time, but they haven't finalized a date.
I
But
don't
yeah,
believe it.
that Tank versus Pitbull. You don't think he
But you
coming back
gotta
that
Nah,
think
soon?
about it, that fight being in the
nah.
Barclays like that, man. That's in New York. You got Philadelphia right there close to. You got all the Puerto Ricans in New York. You got all the brothers in New York. Man, that fight gonna be jam packed, man.
You know,
Oh,
a
maybe.
Jam
Tank
packed.
fight, it don't matter who he fight though. We gonna be talking about it for how
Yeah.
long?
Oh yeah, of course. That ain't no question. But let me say
If
this as well. I see this just happened. Broly's mandatory Chakram has agreed to fight Jack Catterall. They're gonna fight it looks like they're gonna fight for the regular WBA. So it looks like they probably gonna elevate Broly to super champion at WBA, and Giasov and Eddie Hearn, I guess, they agreed to fight Jack Catterall for the regular. So that pretty much, so I see that they posted that 4 hours ago. So Rolly is going to be pretty much free and clear to unify. Maybe he'll fight Devin. Maybe he'll fight Ryan Garcia. We'll see. We'll see. His options definitely opened up now that Eddie is going to move on and fight for the regular instead of forcing Rolly's hand.
I think if
So
Tank do fight Pitbull, oh my
If
bad.
Tank come back and fight Tevin Farmer right now, that's gonna be the biggest fight of the summer.
mm,
Nah,
Tevin Farmer, that's a little too light. But Lamont Roach, yeah,
that's
Pitbull Cruz
disgusting.
probably so. Yeah, the
If he
Tevin fight
fight
that would go
Pitbull,
That's what the hardcore fans want. But he come back and fight Tevin Farmer right now, it's
that
gonna
ain't
get
it.
lit.
Nah, that's a bad move, man. He just
That ain't it.
tank fight, man. That's like putting a Chihuahua in with a pit bull, man. Man, that's a bad move, man.
That's like putting Keith Thurman in with Earl Spence.
Yeah,
I would
I
much
agree.
rather
Like,
see. Uh, I would much rather see him fight Gary Russell Jr.
Who that?
Because Tevin Farmer, he just got flipped over, man, by Floyd Schofield, man. So now that wouldn't look good for Tank, man. That'd be
Oh
a bad
no,
move. That'd be a bad look, man.
no, they
Nah, low key, a lot of people would love it because
No.
of the story, the background.
Man,
I
that
just
Tevin
man,
wanted to
already
see
dubbed
him
him.
fight
no, man,
Lamont, but that had a
you can't say
background
that,
story.
y'all.
This, nah, you
Tevin
can
already dubbed
listen.
him.
The background story for Lamont and Tank was a better background story than with Tevin and Tank, but it wasn't as attractive as this background story between Tevin and Tank. A lot of people they'll love that fight. And
Nah,
then
No.
nah,
now
you
He
the
everybody
just
only
want
got
to
one
see
knocked
that
the
out
don't
by
love
Lamont.
Kid
that fight.
Austin.
Now everybody want to see the Lamont rematch, but before they didn't even want to see the fight in the first place.
they didn't want they not gonna
But
love no daggone Tevin Farmer versus Tank after he just got knocked out by Kid Austin. No,
Nah,
ain't nobody gonna love that fight.
Yeah, you
yeah,
tripping.
that just you ain't.
I mean
No, you
I know
tripping,
you
bro.
will, because you want to see somebody. You want to see
now,
Tank get a first round knockout. That's all you want.
Nah, that was a
I will
fight.
say
It
No.
was a
I will
fight that
say
never
the
happened
the
that people
the,
wanted to see. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Man,
saying.
nobody want to
Don't
see
sh
that.
don't shoot the messenger. It's a fight that didn't happen that a lot of people wanted to see. And it
yeah,
Man,
was just
Tevin
about
Farmer
they just wanted to see
ducked the
them.
offer,
It
bro.
wasn't about who you think going to win. They just wanted to see them two fight. They just wanted to see them two
I
That's
squash
a
know, I
that
know what
trash
ass.
you're saying.
fight.
I know what you say. Hold on. Let me just say this, y'all. I know what
Yeah,
you're
they don't
saying,
get it.
y'all. I know what you're saying because Philly, DC, and any Tank fight is gonna be big. But the name and you said biggest fight of the summer.
Well,
The
he
biggest
better
fight
off
of the
fighting
summer would
Pitbull
be
Cruz, man.
Tank. I mean Tank Lamont, but Tank Gary Anderson.
Shakur, nah,
Tank
you was right. Oh,
Tank
thank you, Shakur.
Well, of course, that's a
That'd
no
be the
brainer.
biggest fight if they did that. But I'm saying,
Yeah, that's no
I'm
brainer.
just,
Mr.
partially
Gary Russell
trolling.
versus Tank is huge.
That'd be huge for
That
sure.
would
Gary
be
Russell
huge.
Jr.,
I'm
bro. I'm trying
partially
to tell you.
trolling,
Yeah,
That's
but
the
if you
fight.
put Tank name
that's the
versus
fight. You right.
anybody, everybody lose their rockers. It would have been more lit than Anthony Joshua versus old boy than Tank versus old boy would have been more lit. What's I forgot your name for real though. The YouTube dude.
Jake Paul.
Like, yeah.
Man, nobody's trying to
Yeah.
see Tevin Farmer fight nobody in the rankings. It's over with.
After that Floyd Schofield, yeah, and then he got respectfully, he got the Tourette's and stuff like that.
Nah,
So
he do.
so he got some things he's working through. So fighting Tank is like, that's gonna be tough to sell. But I would say right now, just his comeback fight, my order would be just Lamont Roach, just because of the controversy in the first fight. I think Lamont Roach #1, Gary Russell #2, and then Pitbull #3. Now, money wise, people gonna say green print, so they gonna say probably Pitbull. But just stylistically, I want to see the Gary Russell, Mr. Gary Russell. I think
When you
that's
say money wise, is you saying like just for like the business the business heads behind the scenes that making the
uh
fights happen?
more so to ensure that you got the Mexican audience. Like for
No doubt.
instance, yeah, because the East Coast gonna show up and support the fight, and Atlanta, New York, everybody know Tank, everybody know Gary Russell and the Russell family.
I
But
feel I my bad.
no, you good. It's a lot of Hispanics, a lot of Mexican contingency in Chicago and Atlanta and Texas and the West Coast and everywhere on the West. So it's just a numbers game. That's all.
When it come to Tank, I feel like because of how he established himself, like regardless if he fighting Pitbull fans gonna watch every Tank fight anyway. So I feel like, as far as if you saying him, he probably get a bigger pay cut versus Gary and Lamont than he would versus Pitbull. So I don't know though, cause I just feel
But
like the
see,
fans go, even other people fans gonna watch every Tank fight.
yeah,
Most
they gonna
people here
watch job,
complaining
but you
about
talking about
Tank.
support though. You see what I'm
No, they gonna
saying?
support
Watching.
genuinely. Like most people out here that be talking about not supporting when it come to black fighters is black people.
So let me just say this. Without the Hispanic, without Pitbull Cruz, they're not gonna go to the car. So that's one thing. and then two, they gonna dub it. They're not gonna buy. They're not gonna pay 75, $80. Their fight is not on the card. So if they do have any, they don't have an incentive to support. I wish it wasn't like that, bro, but that's just how people are. They gonna hold their dollars, and more than likely support the people that that look like them, or the people that they want to see do well.
Not, but not
So
not only
anytime
that,
Tank fight,
not only that, but PBC going to look at where they can make the most money at. Is it going to be a Pitbull Cruz fight? Is it going to be a Lamont Roach fight? Or is it going to be Tevin Farmer? They're like, hold up, the bigger money is in Pitbull Cruz. The second biggest money will be Lamont Roach because a lot of the fans want to see that rematch.
I think he gonna. I
so
think Tank gonna fight both of them. I think he'll wind up fighting both of them. And I don't know what order he's gonna fight them in, but he'll. I think he'll fight both of those guys.
so when it comes to like Tank, I feel like this is proof right here. The people who speak it up, like speak up that somebody gonna hold their money from Tank and all of that, like it be mostly black people saying that stuff. Like I feel like other people, other races, they genuinely they gonna just watch boxing. They gonna be watching it, looking at the skills because they coming from a different perspective of like they trying to really take over boxing. And it's really hard to take over boxing when you gotta fight black natives, black Americans, whatever you want to call them for the moment. But like so they really paying attention to boxing. They paying attention to the skills and they watching fighters. I don't know where the proof at if Tank not fighting somebody who is like Latin or Hispanic that ain't no Latin or Hispanic people coming to his fights because he not fighting a Latin or Hispanic fighter. I don't know where that's proof at. That could change my mind if somebody was showing some proof of that. Because I feel like if Tank was fighting Lamont, that's just a guess. If Tank
I
fighting
got you, Ja. I got you,
Frank,
Ja. The proof is here. Where was Pitbull Cruz fight? That was
no,
in Cali.
I'm
That was in
yeah,
California. So
California.
so to ensure that what I'm saying, it was a sellout crowd. People that actually want to see a black fighter versus a Hispanic fighter. Then on the flip side, where was the Lamont Roach fight? Now Tank Davis can sell out anywhere in the world, and it's no state income tax in Las Vegas. But he didn't fight Lamont Roach in Las Vegas. He fought
Yeah,
Lamont
so
Roach in New York City.
Yeah,
So the
that
it's a
point, the
that
lot
make
of
premise
more
is, hold
sense.
on,
it's a lot of
just just the premise is region is you're gonna get a lot of these fighters, Jai, they get regional support. They get support from people in their region, right? All we saying is the Mexican Americans are so spread out across the country, that it's just a bigger fight when you have one of them in the fight. That's just what it is.
is you so I don't know what you saying based off of like when you say Tank a sellout anywhere in the world and you said Mexicans. I was thinking just Hispanic or Latin. But like um
Yeah, it's different though, Job,
you
because
said they spread
Because
out,
the
right?
Cubans don't have that. The Dominicans don't have that type of fan base. Like even
No,
Tio, look at Tio being Honduran. He don't get that. He don't sell like that. You see
yeah,
what
I'm
I'm saying?
not
But
talking. I'm saying though, when it come to Tank, you said he
right,
could sell out anywhere in the world. So
right,
selling out, it don't even matter when it comes to the location. And then you saying is Mexicans spread out throughout the country. Then that mean everywhere he's selling out, then it's a possibility that it's Mexicans coming to his fights.
right, 1,000%. You'll have a group of people that want to see Tank do well from every walk of life. Right,
And
we're not talking about that. You're talking about just everyday boxing fans and just normal people. We're talking about having a rabid fan base where people want to see you beat up a black guy. What
that's
people want to
about
see, what people want to
Pitbull.
see you on top. Exactly. That's why
That
he's the element of having him in the fight is bigger than Lamont and it's bigger than Gary Russell.
No, I agree with what you're saying. It's just not something that I feel like is actually proven. because like besides that incentive of wanting to see somebody beat Tank, you got other incentives for watching Tank too. Like if you fighting somebody else, even if you're a different race. That's the difference between Tank and a lot of other fighters though. And it's been other fighters like that too. Like I feel like Floyd is like that. Muhammad Ali is like you don't have to be fighting a different race for all the races to show up the same way as if you was
Yeah.
fighting somebody from their race.
Yeah, they but see that's what I'm saying. Floyd don't believe what you're saying because he said he specifically picked certain people because they have a country behind them. You see what I'm saying? Or so that's just what it come down to. And he even termed the coin the green print based on him being a black fighter fighting a Hispanic fighter. So that's just the nature of the beast, man.
It
This is
just
a
haven't been proved. Like what you saying is true. I'm not
Nah,
disagreeing with that. It hasn't been
it,
proven though that when Floyd fought versus Zab, that no Mexicans showed up for that fight. Was that a
no,
sellout
no, no,
fight?
no. Now you saying no, you going to an extreme. We got to move on because I didn't. There'll be a segment of people, right? But we're talking about a mass amount of people that's going to want to see the fight based on them having an invested interest, right? Now you're saying people invested to see Tank win or Tank lose. That's cool. That doesn't mean they're going to spend $75. They are going to spend $75 to see their favorite fighter, Pitbull. That's just how that go. Jump in, coach.
everything y'all was saying, both of y'all got good points, man. Like I say, the regional thing is definitely plays in the part where they trying to book these fights. That's why you think Xander and Jerron is fighting the Barclays. Philadelphia is right there, and New York has a huge Puerto Rican fan base. So that fight is going to do good numbers based on where it was at. Now with Tank, when he came to Atlanta, that fight did good because a lot of people in Atlanta, young people in Atlanta identify with Tank's image. You know what I mean? Because they can relate to that. It's relatable. So they showed up for that fight. You know what I'm saying? The fight was at the Phillips Arena, I think, or something like that. It sold out.
And
But
also, and also tell the people, the Mexican community in Atlanta. Talk about that, coach.
yeah, it's a
And
lot of
and even
Mexicans in
around
Atlanta.
Georgia. Yeah.
There's a lot of Mexicans, but I think when Tank fought Gamboa
No.
in the
Yeah.
Atlanta, and it still did good. Still did good because, like I say, Tank down here in Atlanta, we got a lot of YNs. I guess that's what they call them, whatever. But they identify with Tank and they love Tank. Like, let me tell you something about Tank. Grandmamas love Tank because they look at Tank like their grandson. Like women, like kids know Tank. Like people that don't even watch boxing know Tank. Like my daughters, they don't even watch boxing, but they know Tank. You go to these schools, they know Tank. Grandmamas know Tank because they look at Tank like Tank remind them of their little grandson. So they can relate to Tank. Tank is relatable to a lot of people. You know what I mean? So he's always gonna have a good fan base, you know what I mean? And I think the people, the people looking forward to seeing him come back, you know what I mean? They just wanna, but I can say nothing announced right now. So don't nobody know when he coming back. But the people looking forward to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand what y'all both saying. I just was like, I'm just speaking on it's more than one way to incentivize other races to watch a fighter, especially in the case of Tank. Like if we was using another fighter, I feel like it'd be different. Like if we was using Devin, then I feel like for sure if he fighting somebody in a different race, that's way more opportunity. But with Tank, it's different. It's a lot more different opportunities to get the same mess, and from the same races that come into it, it don't matter when it come to that. That's all I'm saying. Like it's more than one way to get the same bread and the same attendance, no matter what race he fighting.
Yeah.
But
It's
I
just
would believe though, if I had to pick, like, cause I don't know. It's just something if somebody proved that the numbers to me, then I'd be like, all right, it ain't nothing more to say. I don't know. Like, so,
we
but
could
if I
look it
had
up.
to
What you
choose
what
just a
fights you want
guess,
to
I would
compare?
say like for sure, um, Pitbull is like I would go with the Pitbull fight to be more opportunity to make money. But I don't know that. So I'm not just about to blindly go with that without actually knowing.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what it is based off of even Tank. I mean, they're not gonna do it if it don't make sense, right? Now, based on the fans, and everybody, they may be pivoting because Tank is kind of talking about coming back to the Lamont fight. So they're saying that's a possibility. So we just got to see. I think they both really big fights. Now I think there's a scenario where if there is a Tank versus Lamont main event, we're going to see possibly Pitbull on the undercard. To make it a big card, to make it even bigger card. Excuse me. So that way you still get those people that want to come and support Pitbull, cause like that's a big deal. Like uh, everybody's not just a boxing fan. A lot of people are race fans, and so people gonna support people that look like them, and they gonna want to see people that look like them do well. Uh, the people that's like want to see somebody lose, it's no way that I can even fathom to think you're gonna put money into that. You want to see somebody win or you want to be entertained. That makes sense to put your dollars up and support, and and enjoy yourself. But if you got hatred within you, or you envious and you don't want to see somebody succeed in life, if your fighter is not fighting them, it's no way in the world you're gonna spend your pay-per-view dollars. It's no way in the world you're gonna do it, in my opinion. I could be wrong.
I agree with that. I'm looking at it like when every time somebody send like the stuff you send with people, it's not always in the case of race though. Most of the time when somebody talking bad about Tank or trying to say like they don't even watch, like trying to convince people not to watch him versus Jake Paul and stuff like that, it to me it'd be like that's most of the time that's somebody that's black. And I might just not be seeing everything, but
Now,
that's been my
I see what you're
experience.
saying.
Like most of the time,
Hmm.
that's who be saying all like trying to mess up his pockets, trying to make him to somebody who is like you don't even like him as a person, so don't even watch him and all that stuff. They did the same thing with Mike Tyson too.
hey, but
They
don't
did
they
the
do the
same
same?
thing
Don't
with
they do the
Malcolm
same
X,
thing?
peace and blessings. They did the same thing. We could go down the list.
But don't they do the same thing with Devin Haney? Don't they do the same thing with Shakur?
I
Because the
feel
black,
like
the,
when it
ho-
comes,
ho-
I'm not. I thought that was a question.
now, Apollo, give me 1 second. I'll make a quick statement, and I'll let you kick it back to you. So, like, the black fan base is fragmented, and I'm gonna tell you why it's fragmented. Because of you content creators. That's one reason why it's fragmented. Because we got when Devin Haney fights, we got Tank fans who are praying for his downfall. Those are the facts, brother. And vice versa. When Tank fight, we got Devin Haney fans praying for Tank's downfall. And same thing goes with Shakur. We have a fragmented fan base. When the Mexicans fight, they all get on board. They all on the same bus. You know what I'm saying? It is what they'll even adopt people who ain't even Mexican into their community. Like
Hold
from
on, hold on. Oh, you got to give an example as that, coach, because I was about to say they definitely born in Mexico is separate from being Mexican American. They let
yeah,
us know
you're
that a
right
lot.
about that. Yeah, you're right about that. But even with you take Fondora's a freaking Cuban, but he's trying to pander to the Mexican fan base. You know what I mean? He brings up nothing about his Cuban nationality. He's always trying to talk about he's Mexican. Nah, man, you a Cuban, bro. I know he's a Cuban. 100% he's a Cuban. Facts. Those are facts. But he want that fan base because Cubans don't have a big fan base.
1,000%. That's why Tio don't like going out as Honduran. He tried to be from Spain and a whole bunch of other places. So I'm with you.
So, Coach, would it come to the you was that a question or is it rhetorical? I
I
can't
cook
hear
on
you.
it, Doc. Cook. Coach
So,
on mute. Cook.
so he said, well, like I want to cook first. I want to speak on Cuban versus Mexican. I feel like it do be a lot more honorable, and it's just as big as black versus Mexican or something like that. Cuban versus Mexican, like between them, it be more honorable when they facing each other. Like people coming and supporting, and it ain't really about hatred. It'd be more about promoting the fight. Like when you comparing Shakur and Devin and Tank, it's like I agree when it kind of like, oh, Tank fans hating on this, Shakur fans hating on that, Devin fans hating on that. I just look at it a slight difference when it comes to like where is that all stemming from? Like all of that's coming from like I feel like the envy towards Tank, and that's what's starting wanting that and having a like I just don't like mostly I feel like most of the time Devin fans is the ones saying like starting those things, and then people can't handle it, so then they just fight fire with fire. And then Shakur his on his own does that for himself. I feel like a lot of Shakur fans, not all of them, I feel like the ones who be trolling, like saying stuff and not even really like listening to the truth, they just saying whatever they want to say. I don't even believe they Shakur fans. I believe they like the guy, peace and blessings to Fred Hampton, like in the Fred Hampton movie. Like they not a fan of none of these fighters. They just there so they could start the issues between them. Like they act like they a Shakur fan or Devin fan or Tank fan, but they really not. Like they here for the BS. But like Shakur does that on his own. Like it seemed like he hating on somebody all the time. And then like Devin fan base is like Shakur, how he do on his solo. And then Tank is just like reckless, like F it. I'm just gonna go hard. Like he feel like if somebody confront him, he just gonna go hard on him. So like that's why I feel like the real is about that whole situation. And then Devin also don't help himself because like he writing somebody off to give himself more credibility. Tank, he just been like not real classy when these situations come up. He just going like how Tupac spit at the camera, peace and blessings. That's how Tank carrying it. Devin, he trying to say something about like somebody accolades or their age to make himself like, why you not giving me that respect? There he old or he ain't do nothing. And then Shakur just be saying anything at any time, and it's like sometimes it don't even be true for sure, and it's be publicly exposed that it's not true.
Yeah, I think, like you said, you did a lot of things you did say were true, but it's like I said, Tank does a lot of stuff too. All these guys be jigging at each other on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like Tank, Devin the fight, and he'll comment on his fight, he'll hate on this fight, and vice versa. You know, Shakur fight, Tank will hate on this fight, and then vice versa. I even seen Tank hate on people they ain't even in his weight class. Who ain't even mentioned his name. I seen Tank hate on Deontay Wilder. All right, why you hating on Wilder? And Wilder ain't said nothing bad about you. He ain't even did nothing to you. Tank would just get on their Twitter, he'll just put something out there, and then he'll delete it. That's why they call him tweet and delete. Because he'll say something and he'll be like, all right, maybe I shouldn't say it, and then he'll delete it. So, you know, he's not an innocent bystander in none of this stuff, man. And
I, I spoke
all these
on
guys
Tank
be
as
throwing
well
rocks.
though. Like I'm
Yeah,
speaking on
all of them be
Tank
throwing
as well.
rocks.
I ain't saying he an innocent bystander. I'm just saying the perspective of everybody participate in the mess. That's all. I spoke on each perspective. I'm not saying Tank. I wasn't saying Tank was an innocent bystander at all. I just wanted to make that clear.
I agree. Yeah, you did speak on Tank, but like I said, Tank could go out his way to even hate on somebody that not even in his weight class. You know, like, bro, this man ain't even got nothing to do with you. He ain't never said nothing bad about you. So why you offering
All
this
right, so let me
crazy
speak
stuff?
on that because that's like the main focus about the speaking on everybody is like going out of their way. I feel like that's where it stemmed from. I said when he confronted with that, then he just go hard and it don't look classy at all. Like this whole court case situation, everybody went out of their way to go hard on him, and when women do it. And then they bigging Jake Paul up the whole time. He could be low key like not even really doing like he could be low key pimping. People go out of their way to just say whatever and not even know what's going on. Then they try to force people who do like and support Tank to agree with him. Like that's going out of your way. So that's why when people think that everybody defending Tank, it ain't even always about defending, yo. Like I could admit some stuff he do is definitely not classy, but I'm also paying attention to people going out of their way straight up lying, and then when the truth comes to the light, then everybody disappeared. Like all the people who try to cancel him, depending on how this play out, they deserve to be canceled. You trying to take food off that man plate and to take care of his kids and stuff just because of what? Just because you wanted to do that. And you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I don't respect that from adults.
Listen, I'm in full agreement with you. Y'all can hear me? Okay, I think they can't hear me. Everybody on mute.
Yeah, yeah, we hear you, bro. We hear you.
Appreciate. Hey, listen. Let me just say that shout out to everybody still with us. We are hour 40 in. I'm just over here cleaning up and doing my thing. So let me ask you this, Ja. If you had it your way, who would Tank come back and fight? What do you think is the best fight for him to come back off of a year layoff or a year
I
out
don't
there?
know
Right?
about that's a great question. I don't know about the best fight. And I got at least two different perspectives if I had it my way though, but I can't say that would be the best decision or fight for him to make because it's a lot of stuff that go um into that. Like, what's the best decision for you? You got thinking about money and time and blah, blah, all that. I don't even know all that much. Like, I would have to be him to say that. But if I had my way, one perspective is like all the fights that y'all be like getting pissed off for not making. Like, I wouldn't be taking none of them fights. I'd be fighting some. Like, I have him fight Abdullah real quick. Like, I like Abdullah a lot, but everybody know that Tank my favorite fighter. I have him go ahead, get young boy before you get too much. Get him out of here. I feel like that'd be a tougher matchup than Frank, but that was good. Get Frank up out of here. I like that.
So the kid,
Yeah,
you know, the kid Austin.
yep, I have him. Yep, I have him do that. Tevin Farmer, I wouldn't have him do that, but I was still tuned into Tevin just because they just wanted to fight each other. Like, and it was just a funny thing, and they both know how to fight, so I would have watched that. But like, I ain't serious about that to be the biggest and all. Just take name any fight could be the biggest because there's gonna be a whole bunch of other stuff going on just because he fighting. But but like.
Yeah.
Also on the other side, if I had it my way, I would have him come back and but he going on a layoff, like no, like but because this fight, regardless if he on a layoff or not, make me nervous. Like I don't know who will win this fight. I'm going for Tank though. Where I have him come back straight fight Shakur. That'll that'll drop the mic on everybody. Boom. Like come back straight up fight Shakur right off the layoff and stop him. That'd be
Man, listen,
love. And
Tank
I'd
ain't
be
coming back,
definitely
man.
lit. It'd be exciting. Cause I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what the game plan's gonna be. I don't know how it's gonna play out. You know what I'm saying? That'd be love. And then Shakur can't get a fight because they tired of him just waiting for them to start the action so he could just sit back and counter. That's why he probably don't like his peers and stuff. And then he also probably try and get a whole bunch of status before Tank do come back, cause you know how difficult it is trying to chase him down and take his status. Um, so I would love that, and I would also
Man,
be nervous just as much as I would love to see that fight.
man, listen, man. Tank ain't coming back. I don't even want to hear about Tank no more. But anyways, who y'all got with this
I'm
Xander
done.
Zayas and Boots?
Tank versus Shakur, that's what I'd choose if it was just one fight to come back, and then maybe he ain't never get to see him fight nobody else after that. I choose Shakur. Like, all right, I want to see that fight.
Appreciate you, John. Let me everybody, you can hear me, AB?
Yeah,
Uh let's kick it off. Let's kick it off with Boost versus Xander. I think this is a great matchup. It's finalized, coach. They finalized it for June 27th at Barclays Center. So listen, this is great. And shout out to Bobby. Appreciate you, Bobby, putting some color in the chat, helping the channel grow. I appreciate the support. He said, "Who a tough opponent for Boots, Virgil or Xander?" Mm. All right, let me answer that real quick. For me, specifically style wise, I'm gonna say Xander. I like Xander's footwork, his ability to get in and out of range, and also he can box better on the back foot, in my opinion. Virgil is a pressure fighter. I think he will be there to be hit for Jerron. Now a higher level than Stanionis, but I think it'll be a similar style fight where Boots is kind of shooting a stab jab to the body and then coming with his right hand over the top on Virgil, stepping around him using angles. It's going to be a little bit more difficult against Xander because Xander is actually he can box. He's going to be taller than Boots. He may be bigger than Boots in the ring fight night. We'll have to see, but I think Xander has a little more range and a little bit more as far as in his toolbox. I just feel like Virgil is like the ultimate kind of pressure fighter, the hungry, hungry fighter, durable, strong. So I think both of them are tough fights. I'm gonna edge it as a little bit tougher for Xander. Let me bring AB in on this, and then we'll move it around. Go ahead, AB.
Yeah, I also want to answer that question too. I personally think Virgil will be a tougher uh opponent because with Xander Zayas, he don't have enough experience. Well, I ain't gonna say enough. He don't have as much experience as Virgil, and also we can't really, if we be honest, we don't really know what Xander does great. We can look at Virgil Ortiz and we can say he a good pressure fighter and he know how to set it up whenever it's that time. He got knocked down, but that comes with the territory of fighting opponents and also being getting carried away a little bit. But physical attributes, physical. I'm talking about. All right, I'm tripping. Physical attributes wise, I gotta lean towards Xander Zayas because he is a big dude and he a little bit more elusive, but I feel like Virgil Ortiz is just a little bit more like he know what he want to do. So that's why I gotta throw the edge to Virgil when it comes to like difficulty.
I'm with you. I could see that too and I think he's a little more better coach, right? Robert Garcia, future Hall of Fame trainer. So they 100%. I'm in agreement. They know what they want to do in the ring, and they typically execute at a high level. Let me ask Free this real quick. Now I'm gonna bring Coach Eddie, and I'm gonna bring in Ja on this. Free, who's the tougher opponent for Boots, Virgil or Xander?
Xander Zayas, his boxing ability, his movement, his high energy, being able to punch off the back foot or the front foot. Um, Virgil is a come forward fighter. Virgil is a better version of Stanionis. He doesn't do anything particularly well. He doesn't do anything particularly great. He just come forward. Doesn't really have head movement. Doesn't really have good defense like that. He just come forward. Xander Zayas, he's not going to stand in front of Jerron Boots in it. Like I said a couple, I think it was last week I said it. If you go back and watch Xander Zayas fight, Xander Zayas don't throw more than three punches at one time, unless his opponent is about to get knocked out. That's when you'll see Xander Zayas put together a four, maybe five punch combination. The most throw at one time is three punches, and then he's on the move. So I think with that constant movement, Xander he jumping at times, and you never know what Xander Zayas is going to do at times in that fight. I think that will frustrate Boots more than a guy like Virgil Ortiz, where you know he's going to come forward. Joan Boots he can showboat with Virgil Ortiz because Virgil Ortiz is going to come straight at him. He's not going to give him angles. He's not going to do anything like that. He's going to come straight at him. Virgil can't fight on the back foot. Virgil can't fight on the back foot. So no, I think Xander Zayas is a much tougher opponent than Virgil. Now Virgil might be stronger as far as the punching power. He might be stronger, but given the the attack, no, Xander Zayas is a tougher opponent.
But you want me to
Mm.
tell you something though?
Go ahead, AB.
Xander Zayas be having moments where he don't know what he want to do. Virgil Ortiz, I ain't never seen him like have a moment to where he trying to contemplate what he trying to do. You got, and I'm gonna be real. I don't really think we give Virgil Ortiz enough credit for what he did to Madrimov. Because Madrimov, he real tricky. And I think with him fighting Madrimov and having that experience, I think he would beat Xander Zayas if they was to ever fight.
Man, here we go with that daggone Magnum off again. Tell me who Magnum off beat again?
I didn't see. This is
Sabano.
what I'm saying. I didn't
No,
say he
Magnum
fought
off.
any.
People
I
get
didn't say,
no.
bro.
I
Listen,
would say
I'm not
you say
saying
Magnum
because
off.
if you,
No,
this is the
I
thing.
hear what you're
Hold
saying.
on, y'all.
I hear
Hold
what
on.
you.
We can't
Because
talk
you
at the
just
same
cut me
time.
off.
I hear
Let
what
him
you're
cook.
saying.
Free. Go ahead. Go ahead. Free. Go. Let him finish. Go ahead, AB, and then Free gonna respond. Go ahead, AB.
I didn't, for one, I didn't say that he was a great fighter. I ain't say his resume is all that. I ain't say none of that. All I'm saying is just that experience with his style, the way he moved, and how sturdy his build is. That's a tough person to catch, and he was running down on him the whole time. Now,
Yeah.
when people bring up, oh, who did he fight? I agree with you, but if we being fair, everybody brings up Karen when it comes to Boots and his mistakes and the stuff that he do wrong in the ring. Karen ain't fight nobody besides Boots. If we being fair, right?
I didn't bring up no car.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying that's what the people do. But
But
I
yeah,
don't
he
care.
just performed great against Boots, so he got a lot of acclaim. I'm with you, AB.
I don't care about the
exactly.
people. I'm talking about what you think, what I think. I don't care what everybody else say because I ain't got the argument that everybody else got. I'm looking at
So
what
what was
I
your
see
point of
in
bringing
the
that up then?
fact. Everybody talk about Magnumov like Magnumov is a great fighter. Magnumov got his name from losing to Bud Crawford. He got his name
Who
from
said
losing to
he's a
Bud.
great fighter? All I said was
No,
his style is difficult to deal with. That's like
I
any.
hear
That's what you ever heard of a journeyman? It's
I hear
certain
what you're saying.
journeymen that are just difficult.
Okay,
And
okay.
and for example, we have Emmanuel Augustus, right? Emmanuel Augustus is a journeyman. He was difficult as hell for Floyd Mayweather to fight, and he was difficult for a lot of people to fight, right? But he
Yeah.
didn't do nothing that was spectacular. But he's a great journeyman. He's a great opponent. That's why they have such thing called opponents.
Cook on that,
Okay.
Free.
Now I was going to say, if you go look at the fight that Xander Zayas fought to become a champion, he was a much better opponent than Manimov was. And if Xander Zayas can deal with that, Virgil ain't got nothing for him. Virgil know how tough Xander Zayas is. That's why Virgil didn't want to take that fight. He decided to take Manimov over Xander Zayas. He gave Xander Zayas an hour to sign the contract. Xander Zayas signed it in 10 minutes. Virgil said, I'm going to go fight Magnumov instead. So he knows how tough Xander Zayas is. That's why he didn't fight him.
Man, listen, I get what you're saying, but like your point, I don't really know where you're going with your point because I don't know. I don't know.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in right
I'm
here,
going to
AB.
your point. You say
Go
he
ahead,
thinks
Free.
he'll beat Xander Zayas. I'm telling you he won't. That's why he didn't fight him.
Yeah.
That don't got nothing to do with that.
You got Virgil beating Xander, AB.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Okay.
that. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
if it was a if it was a a 5 out of 5 fights, right? If they had to fight 5 times, I think Virgil will win 3 out of the 5 times. That's not to say Xander Zayas don't have no way of winning. I'm just saying that's just who I see will win.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't he fight him then?
Let me bring in Coach on this real quick, and then I'm gonna bring in Ja. Coach, who do you have in that as a tougher fight for Boots, Xander or Virgil? And then go ahead and see who wins, Virgil versus Xander.
Man, I don't think neither one of them got nothing for the Boots, man.
Mm.
I think Virgil will get knocked out sooner than Xander because Virgil gonna run into the shots. You know what I mean? So I think the Xander fight goes longer because Xander at least he gonna be smart enough to move. Virgil gonna be trying to come in the front door and he gonna get his chest kicked in. You know what I
You
mean?
Yeah.
think so? You
Yeah,
think Xander Zayas is gonna be moving around against Boots?
Yes,
absolutely.
that's how
I
he
don't
He
think
doing
fights.
that.
so. I don't
No,
think
no,
he's
no,
gonna
no.
approach the fight
You
like
gotta
that.
look at Xander. That's his whole style. Xander's a boxer, man. He's not like a come forward type of guy.
No,
Xander
he
uses his
is.
legs. Who is?
Nah, he is.
You,
But you want me to tell you something about Xander though? He's a
you talking
thinker.
about Virgil or Xander?
Xander, he's a thinker, and he likes to come up with a great game plan. I don't think he's gonna do what everybody is gonna expect him to do. I think he's gonna try to go at Booth because he's not gonna win trying to outbox Booth.
Well, that's gonna open him up for more counters right there because Booth's got good defense. He's a good counter puncher. He sits in the pocket well. Like I say, Xander, he's in trouble, man. I mean, but shout out to him for taking the fight. You know, hats off to him. He's young enough. The fight ain't gonna, the loss ain't gonna affect your career. You'll be able to bounce back. But that fight doesn't go. I think that fight will end between round 6 and 8. I think that fight will be over with.
I agree.
Mm.
I probably say like 10.
Let me bring in my brother Ja, man. Ja, you here? You still in here with me?
Think.
And shout out to my brother
Yeah, I'm
Remo,
still
man.
here.
I brought this shirt for my brother Remo months back, man. Shout out to who that right there, Ja?
Oh, that's Tank. Remo made that custom.
Yeah, he made this.
I tried to
This
link with Remo a
hmm
while ago. He don't
Remo
know
got
me
them
though.
skills.
I'm like, yo, let's do some
hmm
fashion together. He seemed
Yeah.
like he know about fashion. I just got my own brand. I just love it. That's
hmm
fire.
Yeah, this
Should have
shirt is hard.
started
I had
off
to
with
get
that.
this. You already know. I done had it for a minute now. I done probably had it for about a year now. Or maybe longer. But yeah, shout out to my brother Remo. Make sure y'all follow Let's Talk Fashion, Richie Threads. Uh Ja, talk about that fight between Boots. Who do you think is a tougher matchup based on how you see it? Do you feel like Xander is the tougher matchup or Virgil?
What Coach said was on the money when it kind of Virgil like you ain't going to do boots like you was doing with Lubin, y'all. I don't know what he going to do though. But like Virgil, he got his own. So I'm not writing Virgil off. I'm not writing Xander off either. I just think Boots gonna win. I believe he can dominate them, but I don't know that they not. Neither one of them are stupid. And Boots ain't fight as high quality competition as neither one of them, in my opinion. Yet, um, Xander is a harder fight to me 'cause I think he more technically sound than Virgil, but that might not even be the case 'cause a lot of technical stuff be happening within Virgil style, but he get hit the way he be getting hit be reckless though. But and then I say Xander also the tougher fight because like he got that X factor. Like we don't know what's going to happen with Xander. Like like how Free was saying like the time of the youngins or whatever. Like Xander got that edge for real. That's why I believe he really taking a fight is because of that. Like he could we could see something happening. He could create an upset. And I feel like if Xander and Virgil was to fight, Xander messing around school Virgil because Xander is a natural 154, maybe even higher than that. He been at 154. I don't know why they keep playing with Joe. Like you ain't gonna be able to get these shots. I mean these titles at 154 like you can in other weight classes. Like everybody can fight up there, and you got people that's just on another level. That's all.
hmm Hey, shout out to Duffy Scruffy. And salute to you, bro. Appreciate you pulling up. Hey, shout out to TD, man. TD Sports Talk in here. Let's go. Man, appreciate the love. Make sure y'all follow TD Sports Talk. TD from the Bronx. That's our guy. A real supporter, member of the channel. Shout out to T. Appreciate you, TD. Let me say this, and shout out to Duffy Scruffy. He said he got a wild boxing take. If Adrien Broner comes back healthy, he wins a belt at 140 or 147. You must be from Ohio, maybe Cincinnati, but shout out to you, Scruffy. Appreciate you, bro. God bless you. And I pray that Adrian comes back and gets some good money. Well, I just pray that he's healthy and able to provide for himself and his family and live a long, prosperous life. Outside of that, I'm good on AB boxing, respectfully, after that Blair performance. Yeah, once Blair knocked AB tooth out, I was done. I didn't want to see it, you know. But and he had a great team behind him. He put together a good training camp from all intents and purposes, and you know he just went in there and he was outboxed by Blair. But you know, hopefully I could see. Anybody on here think AB can win a title at 140 or 147? Is there a champion y'all see AB can beat right now? Do y'all feel like AB can beat Lewis Crocker right now or Rolly?
No way for me. I would not like to see AB do anything.
Right.
Like what? No, man. Somebody get AB some help. He get himself some help. He could still be thugged out all you want, but like AB might drink before the fight. Ain't no telling what AB gonna do. I'm
Mm.
trying to see that.
I
Keep
think Keith
using
Thurman can beat
AB.
AB.
Just give him some
Yeah.
money and just help him.
Nah, you
Yeah.
get AB some money, man. He gonna go buy some birds, man. He gonna wind up in the can, man.
Don't give him that like that. Not in that way. Not
Yo,
like
you want to
give
see what I
like
still want
here,
to
go
see?
some money.
TD
Like,
said I stop AB
you know
right
what
now.
I'm saying?
Yo, I want to see Mayweather and AB fight, bro.
I wanted that too, but honestly, it was really just for AB to get paid. I'm the
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
I'm the type of guy I'm not into all that color. I'm in the character, but at the end of the day, I do want to see people get paid and do well. So I mean, I don't want to see AB down bad. I want him to get his money and be able to move on from the sport of boxing, kind of like Tank was trying to do, and hopefully Tank will still be able to do that. You know, get his money and move on. Now Tank has extended his career, and he said himself that he understood with that draw with Lamont, he's extended his career. So, I just feel like some of the fights for Tank is out of the question now because of the weight difference and the size difference. But he still has uh, big fight opportunities. Like you already know the names we named: Shakur, Pitbull, and Mr. Gary. Those are the guys I could see him fighting right now, right off the top of my head. And then after that, you know, I don't know the exhibition route or whatever, but he'll be able to do that until he don't want to do it no more. Because at the end of the day, man, people gonna support the legends. People gonna support those that are entertaining and fan friendly, and that's what it go down. That's what it boiled down to. Now, AB wanted to put this to the panel. He wanted to put the Xander versus Boots, who wins that fight, to the panel. Let's start with D Free. Free, who you had winning that Xander Boots on June 27th?
I got Boots. I root for Xander because, of course, the Puerto Rican background. But Boots, he's a little too experienced for Xander Zayas. He has a lot more in his arsenal than Xander does. But I wouldn't be so shocked if Xander Zayas happens to edge out a decision because if Xander Zayas can give Boots some problem with his movement and he can land shots and be able to outpoint Jerome Bucenas, I wouldn't be shocked, but I would just favor Jerome Bucenas because of his experience, his athleticism, his power. I just think he's going to, and his quickness, I just think he's going to be a little bit too much for Xander Zayas right now in Xander's career. And this is the perfect time for Boots to fight Xander. If he let Xander continue on getting fights under his belt, Xander's only 23. You keep letting him get fights under his belt, he's going to have the same problem that Canelo Alvarez had with David Benavidez. He's going to get too good, and you ain't going to want to fight him.
I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you on that. Let me before I bring you in, Ja. Coach, talk about that. You got Xander over Boots, so you got Boots is your number one at 154. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah,
Decision or stoppage?
man. 6 through 8 gonna be a
Mm.
stoppage, man. Yeah, he gonna do a number on that guy, man. I mean, I like Xander. He good, man. He just he ain't got nothing for Boots, man. I went back and watched Boots, man. That dude is really, man. That dude is a phenomenal fighter, man. Boots, he can do a lot. You know, he can. I mean, Xander's a good fighter too, but Xander's he's kind of basic, but it's that basic is not bad. He works behind the jab. He uses lateral movement. He throws combination punches, but you know, Boost can do too much, man. This Boost got too many tools in the tool bag, man. And I think Boost is a lot more experienced than Xander because Xander's a young guy, man. He turned professional at age 17 or 18. So you really look at it, he really hadn't fought anybody. He's been moved very carefully, in which you should be. If you got a teenage fighter, you definitely don't want to put him in, with some grizzled, 28, 29-year-old veteran when you got a teenager or something like that. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a step too far, man. But shout out to him for taking the fight. We need them belts, so I appreciate the belts. But yeah, he's gonna get whooped, man.
And shout out to my good brother TD. He said one of his guys has Xander getting stopped in 6. Adamant about it. Now, I mean, the only other scenario I can see is Xander, just really just boxing, keeping his distance, in order to not get stopped. Now, of course, Xander has a heart of a champion. I'm sure he's not gonna go out in that fashion as far as what Karen did, but that very well may be how it has to be. Just box him, not get hit with any big shots. Use your jab and hey man, let the chips fall where they fall. But under no circumstance should he get into a firefight with Boots. That don't make no sense. I wouldn't do that. Ja, what's your thoughts on the Xander versus Boots matchup and who wins it? Ja, my brother Ja, he may be working or moving around.
My bad. I'm here.
Oh, you good?
I
Okay.
wanted to ask Free, you Puerto Rican? I thought you was Native American this whole time.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
half Puerto Rican.
I'm half Puerto Rican, half black.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I would be surprised if Xander won by decision. Like Boots fought Karen the way he had to fight Karen. Karen, he was just moving around the whole time. Cause if he would have stayed like in the pocket for even too long, he would have got hurt like Stanionis. I'd
Right.
be super surprised. I think his only chance of winning is to make it a rough fight. Like Boots is that skilled and athletically gifted. Like you're not about to sit in the pocket with him and work your range. Like you gonna get caught. He could possibly do it. You take from the Karen fight what he did and Xander a little bit more sturdy. He could use his range like that. But like I felt like Boots purposely did that just to let somebody else like set somebody else up to feel like, yeah, I take that fight like based off of his performance versus Karen. I feel like that was a straight setup. Like I don't feel like he can't cut the ring off, and that's crazy to me. Like to think that he can't cut the ring off and stuff like that, or his defense is just so reckless. And I don't believe that. I think he did what he do on certain fights so he could get another fight. But I got Boots winning. I like Xander a lot though. He the underdog maybe. I don't know who would be the underdog in this fight.
Yeah, I think they're gonna make Boots a slight favorite, just based on fanfare, his age. I think he got about 35 professional fights right now. So yeah, Boots will more than likely start off as the favorite. I can look and see if they did an early line on it too. And also I'm supposed to be looking up to see when Tim Zoo is fighting. I think he's fighting real soon, coming up in the next week or so. Now, let me ask you this, Coach. Before we listen, we 2 hours in. Before we get out of here for the day, right? And we got a full week. We'll be back tomorrow. Um, did I think we didn't omit anything? Let me think.
But we
Any
got
any
Wilder fighting this weekend too, man. Don't
yeah,
forget
Wilder
about it. Don't
Chisora.
forget about the Bomb Squad. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Faze said let him hop in. Okay, cool. Faze gonna extend the show. Appreciate my brother Faze. All right, you already know Faze. Yeah, come on now. Now, let me ask you this, D Free. Let me ask you this, Free. Now, with this Rolly and Devin fight potentially falling out, what's your thoughts on that situation? Do you feel like that's just extremely
Unfortunate for Devin. Do you see where he should go from here? What avenue would you take?
Um, the only avenue he should take if this fight does fall apart is Ryan. But this fight, if you say you want the belts, if they not offering you the money that you asking for, but they offering you decent amount of money, what's the problem? Go take the daggone belt if you believe you can beat him. Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, he's not fighting for the money; he's fighting for the belts." Well, then the money should not matter. Yes, it might not be what you want, but that's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal, according to you, should be the belt. So go take the belt from him. You worry about the money when you get to Ryan because that's where your biggest bag is at. Your biggest bag is with Ryan, not with Roly. So, but if the Roly fight doesn't come through, then he need to be stepping on the gas to make the Ryan fight. That's what he needs to be doing because who else is he going to fight?
Yeah.
You're not
Catterall
going
is
to be
fighting.
cool with that dehydration clause.
Catterall is about to fight
I know the Ryan's
Giasov.
not going to fight Keyshawn Davis, so he needs
Mm-mm.
to be making that fight with Roly. You
Mm.
can't not fight Roly and then turn around and fight Jack Catterall. You're not gonna make more money fighting Jack Catterall than you will make it fighting Roly.
Mm.
That don't make sense. I don't even think you're gonna make more money fighting Lewis Crocker than you would make fighting Roly. So, I mean, I don't know.
Let me bring in FaZe, man. FaZe, salute, bro. Appreciate you pulling up. Just jump in when you ready, FaZe. I already know you got a lot to cook on.
Oh man, you know what? What Devin Haney? I'm gonna start there, man. What's up, panel, man? What's up, B3D free coach, man? It's good to holler at y'all this good Monday, bro.
Appreciate you,
Uh,
FaZe.
man, no, what Devin Haney? Something about the money with Rolly is not right, and I think I know. Like, I think what I've been thinking the whole time is what Devin is seeing. They trying to people act like Rolly is like a big draw, and that's probably not what. Uh, they're offering him a big draw fighter, payday. So honestly, if they don't get it right, we are, Devin Haney is always about the belts, but we not gonna just for PBC or Rolly, we not gonna let him dictate it, try to, swindle us out a couple of dollars. I'd rather him do the Terrence Crawford and just, defend his belt against a top three guy in his sanctioning body. That I wouldn't be mad at that, you know. Um, yeah, he need to get more experience with some of these European styles, with some of these, tough come forward Mexican fighters, and whoever else, you know. Um, that's great. Man, look, B3, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I was hurt
Let
Saturday
me put
night.
this out there real. I'm already knowing FaZe. Let me just put this out there. And I want you to cook. Tim
Yeah,
Zoo is fighting April 5th. April
yeah,
5th, so that's Sunday. So, well, it's in Australia, so it may be, we got to see when we're going to get TV on it. But Tim Zoo is fighting April 5th. And go ahead and I'm about to pull up the WBO 147 rankings. But in
yeah,
my opinion, if they can't get Keyshawn Davis, I feel like Turkey should go ahead and make Devin Haney versus Tiger Johnson.
yeah. Go ahead. It's fine.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that fight.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Hmm.
fine. That's all I'm saying. I mean, Rolly. Listen, Rolly. We knocked off the best guy at 147 when we got there. Rolly's a decent fighter, and it's still got time, to develop a fight with Rolly. He just trying to, ride that Ryan win to the sunset. Hey, it's pretty more fades out there for Devin. But yeah, Tiger Johnson, that's beautiful. One of the things I was so mad about, man, was Keith Thurman. Like, you know, he didn't had a good game plan at all, man. He just kind of floated around the ring right at that man's jab. As that man extended his arms just to, keep the distance, his face was about 4 or 5 inches away from that lead hand of Fundora. It was like, damn, but I was kind of I was kind of annoyed. I kind of get annoyed by Fundora because it's like, well, let me just say this first. He put a great performance. He stopped Keith Thurman in 6 rounds. He made a statement. You know, the Towering Inferno, he made a statement. I would say that you would have to put him as the number one guy at 154, you know, respectfully. You know, Charlo came around and said what he said. Um, but the thing that kind of bothers me is that I feel like they're going to try to clear out all the older 154 pounders, Earl, you know, Charlo. I feel like Charlo, he's gonna be ring rusted too. Like Charlo gonna get beat up too. In my opinion, it's like if you I told somebody they said he's better for boxing. I said, man, he's good for boxing if he fights all the guys. If you're gonna destroy the old guys, destroy the new guys too. Destroy Boots, destroy Xander, destroy everybody. You know, don't just pick and choose, bro. You 6'6", you got hands, you can hit, you can punch, you can fight. But you know, don't limit yourself to picking and choosing because it's kind of hard when you 6'6" to feel like, oh, yeah, like he's like he got no excuse. You know, you 6'6", all that ability. It's no excuse for you to be picking and choosing. You know, it's like a bully. But hey, he made a statement, best guy at 154. But I want to see him, you know, keep that energy with Xander and not drop his belt. I want to keep that energy with Boots when that time comes around next year, maybe. You know, keep that energy. Don't just hide behind the PBC and try to fight Earl that's about to be 38, Charlo that's about to be 37. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know.
I with you on that phase. Let me ask you about this. There were talks that Fondora gets stopped by Yo-Yo Hernandez at 160. Talk about Fondora moving up. Do you feel like he's gonna have problems when he moves up in weight?
Honestly, no. I don't think he'll have problems moving up in weight because he's getting better. If you notice, like when Keith would try to press forward, you know, he was so far out of range. But Fundora was stepping back. Just that little adjustment there. Before he would kind of like cover up, put his guard high, but he's like stepping back. He's using it. He's learning his range now, and that's a dangerous fighter. That's like one of them guys that could go down as you know, one of those guys that he keep on just, you know, tightening up skills and keeping that pressure on. But him and
Got a
Yo-Yo, I
question
think
for
they're
you.
good. Yeah.
Got
Hey,
a
what's up,
question
bro?
for you.
What's
Now
up
you
with it,
said
coach?
he's not gonna have any issues in moving up. Now Yo-Yo Hernandez is 6'3", so the height
He
just went
is?
out the window.
He
Yes,
is? Oh
yes,
shit.
that's what I'm telling. The height advantage is gone. If he
Yeah.
goes up and fight, he goes to 168 and fight Hamza Shiraz, he's going to sleep. He has no
Uh
advantage. But once he leaves 54, he has no advantage.
um let me see. Let me see. Because I didn't know Yo-Yo was that tall. Is he really that tall?
Yeah, I think they got him listed like 6'2.5". That's
Oh.
negligible. 3 inches.
Yeah, that is
They,
negligible. Yeah,
yeah,
that is.
you can and not on either. Yeah, he's a Cuban fighter. You know, Hamza Shiraz was six
He'll
foot four.
Coach, he'll be actually able to reach his chin. Thurman
Yeah,
was so far, man. That was
yeah.
a mismatch.
But B3, and coach, um, we don't even know where Yo-Yo at because honestly, they stopped that fight too early from what I was looking at.
Yeah, I agree. They should have let Gaucher go out on his back, man.
Like they
You
did,
know,
like I didn't even I don't like because I couldn't gauge Yo-Yo's power even in his last fight against Chiron. He was fighting Chiron, but he didn't hurt him like you know and stop him. He was hitting him with everything he could, and Chiron just was you know still throwing punches, still in the fight. He didn't look like he was damaged or hurt. He you know so I don't know how hard Yo-Yo hitting to be
yeah,
real.
but he does throw a lot of punches, and he's a big
Volume,
guy.
yeah.
And even like you take my man like Shiraz, I don't think Fedor can do nothing with him. That's only 14 pounds going up. Like they have no interest in going up because, like I say, the advantages goes out the window. What about if he fights somebody like Inglacia, the Cuban guy that's knocking out everybody? He can't do nothing with that guy. I mean,
Uh,
he has such an advantage at this weight class.
I
You know,
I
especially against
I
Keith Thurman, man. I don't even give him. I mean, I don't even give him any credit for that, to be honest, man.
it's almost like you can't. But honestly, I'll say this: I would have him favorite. I would have him favored or a 50-50 fight against Yo-Yo. From what I've seen, Yo-Yo is a good fighter, but I just don't know what Yo-Yo got because his power suspect, and I know Fundora is getting better. I know Fundora is getting better. Yo-Yo, he looks good. He comes out there with the devil mask, and he got that stance, where he's just kind of breathing on you. But I want you to breathe on that dude with that 80-inch reach and with some pop and with
What
that
about
good left hand.
Shiraz? What about Shiraz? Who you got?
Oh,
Fondora versus Shiraz.
right now he's just too little for Shiraz. Right now he's just too little. Shiraz filled out real good at 168. He looked like a 175 pounder a little bit. Right now, Shiraz walking him down. I don't even know that's too much. But 154 to 160, watch out. Watch out.
Hey, and shout out to T Hill. T Hill, appreciate you pulling up, T Hill. I mean, this weekend was really illuminating. I mean, I figured I chose Fondora to get the stoppage.
B3,
Let me see what
B3, you
But
hilarious,
see,
bro.
you see, B3, that's gonna be a conversation that they're
well,
gonna
let me
have
see
to
what round I
address
said.
because when you standing 6'6", the people they're gonna ask you to move up at some point in time. Be
Yeah,
like, bro,
but he,
we tired of seeing you fighting dudes that's coming up to your nipples, man. When you
hey,
gonna
but you know what,
challenge
coach?
yourself? They're
And
gonna
coach,
ask you to move up. You know what I
and,
mean?
and coach, he coming in what 2 pounds under the weight, so it's like, bro, you can't even say you know what I mean, that he can't make the weight. He coming in under, you
I'm gonna
know.
tell you what's wrong with that
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
His sister, they really have a genetic disorder. I want you to look this up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being serious. His sister and him have a genetic disorder because
Yeah.
their father's not tall and their mother's not tall. They have
Mm-hmm.
something called morphin syndrome. You can look it up. It's a real syndrome where your arms are when you're extremely tall and your limbs are extremely long. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times you have a lot of health issues also that comes along with that. One of my
Mhm.
buddies had it.
Mhm.
He had the
Mhm.
same. It's called morphin syndrome, and that's what him and his sister has. I'm not a doctor, but that's what it appears to be from the outside. Because
Yeah.
genetically, there's nothing in your genetic where you should be that tall. Your father's 6 foot. Your mother's five foot
But you would have
five.
to see their grandparents too, though, Coach.
Yeah, but
You would have
he
to
looks
look.
like
You have to
he
see.
has morphin. He looks like he has morphin syndrome just from the outside looking in. He has all the symptoms of having a morphin syndrome.
But you know now, B3. No, B3 had me. I was thinking about what B3 said all weekend, even when I was placing a bet on Keith Thurman. B3 said, "I'm not gonna let Keith Thurman talk me into that shit before the fight." You know what I mean? B3 said, "I'm not gonna let Keith Thurman sell me all that before the fight." And
Nah,
I just
don't
I
into
just
it.
kept hearing B3 say, "I'm placing the bet before the fight start," and I'm just thinking about what you said, and then boom, fight start. Fedora hit Keith with a left hand. I said, "Oh my God,
Right.
this is not gonna be nice."
Mm-mm.
But that's why
And it
you
was
be
over
saying
early
do the
too.
in play. You be saying people do the live stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
watch live.
yeah, you wouldn't have placed that bet on Keith if you would have did a live just after the first round.
Right.
You wouldn't
Exactly.
have placed that bet. You would have been like, "Oh, I'm cool." But
Mm-hmm.
what I was gonna say to Coach, I think now I literally got to be a Jerron Ennis fan now because if I'm a Jerron Ennis fan, I'm rooting on him to take that guy out at some point. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
Jerron Ennis,
absolutely.
he got a legit dance partner now, and he beat
Yeah, that's a good
Fundora.
fight.
Woo.
Well, the only problem that I have with Fondora is that they're blatant. Like when I listen to the post press conference, I listen to words. Words mean a lot of things. I listen to what people say. This man
Yeah.
basically said he don't care about the belts. His own promoter said we don't really care about unifying with the other
Yeah,
champions.
yeah,
We
yeah.
PBC fighters. We gonna stay over here. Fondora, like I don't care about the belt. I dropped the WBO belt so I wouldn't have to fight Xander Zayas pretty much. And I'll beat those guys and then I'll drop the belts immediately. Like what? Who does that, man?
That's
I don't like how
disgusting.
that dude is talking, man.
Is
To me, he just wants easy smoke. He don't want to
it?
fight nobody, in my opinion. You know what I'm
I
saying?
I agree 1,000%, Coach. It's disgusting when you hear a champion of that caliber talking like that. That's what irritates me about it. Like, okay, you made a statement, but don't oh, we just doing the PVC thing. I heard his promoter say that. That's disgusting, bro. It's literally disgusting for a guy
Let me
like
say
that.
this real quick and shout out to everybody still in here. Make sure y'all tap the like button and hit the follow, help the channel grow. Like my brother AC, a supporter of the channel. Appreciate you, AC, putting some more color in the chat. We definitely need that. Coach, he said, Coach, you want him to move up, beat him. So yeah, they got to knock him. They got to get him out the weight class. Coach, is there anybody at 154 that can get Fondora out of the weight
Yes,
class?
that's the thing. He ain't gonna fight him. That's the problem. This
Yeah,
man said he's
yeah,
not gonna fight them guys. He's not
yeah.
gonna fight the Xanders. He's not gonna fight the Boots Ennis. He ain't gonna fight the Virgil Ortiz.
He gonna
He's
fight
gonna fight
Jamel and Errol. Jamel.
exactly. He gonna fight all the old. And shout out to him. Hey, do what you gotta do. I know business is business, but
No,
he's
no,
not
that
going.
ain't
Hey,
cool, coach.
no,
I
it's
like
not
it.
cool. I disagree with it 100%. I said, why wouldn't you unify? So you gonna sit over there, and he's already said this too. But that's Sebastian Fundora said, I don't care about the other sanctioning bodies. I'm happy with the WBC. The WBC is rounding up these Mexican and Latino fighters, and they're making them feel special. And they basically tell them guys, screw the other belt. Why would you say that as a champion that
Man,
you don't care about the WBO, you don't care about the WBA, you don't care about the IBF? The only belt that matters to you is the WBC, which gives me permission to duck.
and you know what, coach? Just imagine Shakur and Devin Haney saying something like that. You know what I mean? Like people would kill those guys for letting something like that come out their mouth, bro. Like that's terrible. As a champion. And I'm really not gonna like if they do that to Earl Spence because I'm a Bud Carver fan, but I didn't like to see Earl Spence like that. You know what I mean? So if y'all lining up Earl Spence with this guy, I know what's gonna happen. But you know, I mean, guys are saying, well, then Earl Spence needs to retire. Charlo needs to retire. And I'm like, man, I would like that. So then you wouldn't have no choice. you know, you wouldn't have no choice. But as long as
I,
they got these
I, I, I
legends,
think Charlo. I
yeah,
think Charlo beats Fundora, man. I'm still not sold on this guy, man. I mean, I'm
yeah,
not.
yeah, coach. I just think Charlo don't got the. I mean, we seen Charlo have fits with Tony Harris. His boxing ability is questionable, bro. And he been out the ring. I don't even know if he can make 154. I got Fundora beating Charlo bad. Like I ain't gonna lie, he getting older, 36. I got Fundora beating him, and they want to make it look like a good fight, but it's not. I don't think so.
That's what
I don't.
they trying to fool the public,
Yeah,
man.
they trying to
That's what
fool
I
the
don't.
public with that. That's what I'm saying. Charlo, and
And
then I don't. Yeah, Charlo, he's so indecisive. Like you heard him say "f" for everybody, but but he been out the ring 3 years. you know.
These dudes know how to promote themselves. All the old guard, like Jamel, like Keith Thurman,
Yeah.
those dudes come out the Mayweather. So Al and Sam Watson kind of put them guys in position to say, "Hey, y'all got to talk. Y'all got to talk on the mic, sell yourself, and let the public know who you are." Let me just say this real quick. Shout out to Bentley. Salute to Bentley. Appreciate you pulling up and supporting the channel. Now, let me just say this: we doing our membership raffle on April 1st. So get your membership active and lock it in. It's $7 a month. I appreciate the support. I'm gonna do a $50 cash app to one of our members. And then each month we're gonna do more things. Once we get merch, we'll do more things. So we just gotta take everything one day at a time. I appreciate all the support. Let me and we 2:30 in. Let me ask you this, y'all, before we get out of here, right?
Yes, sir.
And shout out to everybody that put color in the chat today. Now, man, FaZe, how do you view this? I want to talk about Devin and Rolly before we get off of here.
Yeah.
Like, so how do you view Rolly? Do you feel like it was just smoke and mirrors? You think they playing around with Devin and Bill? What's your take on the situation? Because it doesn't seem like it seems like that fight should have been an easy fight to make.
Mhm.
But now they had enough time to where Eddie can move Chakram out of Rolly's way. So we'll
Mm.
see what if Eddie or somebody else has another fight for Rolly, because I was never convinced PBC was gonna play Kingmaker and put Rolly in with Devin just to give him a belt. I never thought that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Um, that just seemed far fetched to me personally, right?
Mhm.
Now, where does Rolly go from here, and where does Devin go from here, or do they still need to make the fight? Talk to us.
Well, I always say, man, guys got their own career, man. Rolly, if he got that mandatory, he was urgently trying to, make a fight with Devin. for whatever reason, he could have just made it mandatory. He made it clear millions of times that he didn't want to fight Devin. Devin's boring and he wouldn't sell. I don't want to fight Devin. He trashed Devin for so many years. And now all of a sudden you got your people jumping and trying to make a fight quick, sign it quick, sign. And it's like Devin said he was cool with what the offer was, but clearly um, the numbers was, maybe smoke and mirrors, and that's something that, you know, they can't get over. I think that Rolly is trying to make the fight, and I think Devin is trying to make the fight, but something about the numbers in the business side was smoke and mirrors, and that's probably why Bill and Devin's team is not taking that fight. But if they don't take the fight and they move on, that's fine. Devin can always make a fight, and Rolly can always make a fight and make it a bigger fight. I don't think that's the fight that fans absolutely need to have. I think it's a good fight, but I don't think it's like one of those mandatory fights that needs to happen situations. I feel like they both can get more experience and come back and have a nice fight.
100%. Coach, man, to close this out for the day, like break that down, Coach. Where does Rolly go from here, and where does Devin go from here if they don't make this unification fight?
bro. Man, Devin, man, he probably just need to just get him a stay busy fight, man. Every fight ain't it's not gonna be a marquee name. And I think they just need to accept that, man.
Hmm.
You can look at every great fighter's career. Every time they laced up, it wasn't against a marquee name. So he just needs to stay
Hmm.
busy, man.
Yep.
You can't make $10 million every time you lace up. It is
Yep.
what unless you're Floyd Mayweather.
Yep.
It is what it is. Get your stay busy fight. Rolly, he over there with the PBC, so they'll dig somebody up, man. They'll find somebody from another country, man, that we never heard of. And that's usually what they do. When they can't get people, they just find some guy you never heard of and bring him over, man, and say this guy's 28-2. We never heard of him. He's a good fighter, and they throw him in the ring, man.
Yeah.
God, that's sadly that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Both guys just
Yeah.
need to fight some
That's
stay busy fight, or Devin could take what I don't know who's making the offer. Is PBC making an offer to Devin, or is Devin making an offer? I'm assuming it's PBC making an offer to Devin. So the money must not be right on Devin's side, because I don't think Devin's making the offer. This is not a Turkey Al Sheik fight, right?
No.
And
No.
Devin's not paying anybody. Devin don't pay fighters. I mean, he
Yeah.
paid fighters on the lower level that's on this promotion, but he's not paying. Devin's not cutting
he
ropes
he's
with
not setting
Devin.
up his own card. He doesn't have a network deal to the point where he can pay out the card. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Pay
So
himself
this is
and pay the
this is.
card.
So I think it's Devin Haney the one that's not liking the money,
Yeah.
because Rolly, he's a PBC guy. He gonna take whatever Al Haney give him, and Devin's probably say, look, this number ain't big enough. I'm
Yeah.
assuming. I could be 100% wrong,
Well,
but I'm assuming the money ain't right for Dev.
Coach, it's definitely not right because everybody remember Devin signed a 3-fight, $36 million deal. Now he got 10 for Jose, 12 for Norman Jr. And he has another fight on his agreement for 14 million. So really what it comes down to is Devin willing to essentially fight for a smaller guarantee with pay-per-view upside? And based on the numbers, they're probably saying, well, Rolly is not the guy. Rolly is not going to generate those numbers to touch for Devin to take home 14 million based on the splits. So
Nah, nah. I mean, who?
yeah,
There's nobody. There's nobody. The only reason Devin's getting 14 million is because of Turkey Al Sheik. Turkey Al Sheik has put these guys. He has overinflated their pay to the point where
Hmm.
they don't want to go back to
Yeah.
reality. The
Yeah.
reality is that Devin Haney is a $3 to $5 million fighter. That's the
Hmm.
reality. He's not a $20 million fighter. He
now
hadn't
Yeah.
let
sold.
me just say this, Coach. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
this because the reports are that Ryan versus Devin did anywhere from 500 to 800,000 pay-per-views.
Nah, that's wrong.
Now,
It's 3. It was 300. That De La Hoya released the number. It was 300,000. They're nowhere
okay,
near that.
so let's do the math then. And how much was it, Coach?
I think
$70.
I think both guys walked away with 10 plus.
Okay,
I
so we
think it
got
was
300,000.
79,
Well,
something like that. Yeah.
yeah, so let's say $79 pay-per-view right there. Yeah, so that's $23.7 million right there.
Yes, both guys
Now,
walked away with 10. You got to remember, Ryan Garcia got a bigger percentage than Devin. I think it was like,
plus the gate revenue.
yeah,
So, but let me say this, right? I see what you're saying, Coach.
yeah, but you got to remember, you don't, the fighter don't get all the pay per view. You don't get all that. He gets a
1,000%.
guarantee, and then he may get a percentage of the pay per view. He's not 100% getting all that pay per view money.
I'm with you, but what I'm saying is this: that's what I'm saying. When you at least produce at the high end, the reason why they got those guaranteed numbers for the rematch where Devin got that new deal is because he had a 3-fight agreement, and they had 2 pay-per-view events, with 3 pay-per-view events, the Times Square card, or yeah, the Times Square card that they did, and then they were going to do 2 Ryan pay-per-views. You see what I'm saying? So they were going to do 2 fights with Ryan, but it didn't work out that way. The thing is that I mean, you need a dance partner. I think everybody consider that. Now, I think Ryan and Barrios did pretty good numbers, based on what I'm hearing. They did pretty good, but that's also a partner. Mario Barrios has been around for years, and they did a co-promotion with between Golden Boy and TGB and PBC. So it just made sense. Now, are people? I know for a fact people gonna support Devin Haney phase. I mean, that's just, we
Yeah,
already know that they're gonna pull up,
yeah.
and I think Rolly has a certain fan base that'll support him too. But is it going to be the point where is it going to reach a $14 million threshold? I don't think so.
Yeah, yeah,
I
and and,
don't think
and,
Nah,
so.
and it's
I
not
agree
really
with
like
you.
Rolly fans. Like they just like to see Rolly against certain guys like Ryan and Devin. Like let's just see if Rolly could, somehow muster up a win. You
Yeah,
know, we're not really just Rolly acts. You know what I'm saying? Like the Hanos. The Hanos really come. They know. We gonna see a plus fighter get in the ring and destroy guys, potentially stop them. But Rolly, you don't know what you're gonna get.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that fight probably does 75,000, 50 to 75,000 pay per view. They put it on pay.
Coach, I probably say like 150, man.
Now
One twenty.
with Devin and
I'm gonna
Rolly.
tell you why I say that, because David Benavidez, they put him on pay per view. He didn't even do over 100,000.
Yeah, yeah,
Him
but
and
they do. I
Morrell.
think PBC does great though with the
I
promotion
think it was
stuff.
like they did. It was under $100,000 when he 100,000 pay per view when he fought. But David fought. David versus David was under 100,000. Andrade versus David was like 55,000 or something like that.
Mm,
The pay per views, man, people just not doing it, man. It's like gas is high,
right,
everything is sky high, man. Ain't nobody selling out on $75, man.
right.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It is what when you can stream it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. That's the reality
And
of the
now that's what I'm
situation.
saying. People not spending $80, coach, on somebody they don't like. That's what I was trying to
no,
say earlier. Now
no.
they'll find that money if it's somebody that they like and they want to see do well. I've seen it all the time. I know for a fact I done bought pay-per-views for because I wanted to see Tank do well, Devin do
Yep,
well, things of that nature.
yep, yep.
So I know people will do that.
Now
But
you
spending
do it,
80,
but will 100,000 people do it? That's the thing. You would do it, but you got to find
I feel,
900. You got to find 99,000 more to do it too. You
right
know,
They
you know
got
what
to
I mean?
really.
now. But see, that's the thing. I feel like Devin has that amount of people that will tune into his event now, especially if it's his first fight on PBC pay-per-view.
But it has to be the
That fight
undercard
does
too,
under
though.
100,000. That fight does under 100,000, man. I'm
It has
telling
to
you,
be the
bro.
under. I can give it like 150, but it has to be the undercard too. Like I
Mhm.
spent $80 on Tank, but David Benavidez was on that card. So I was getting David Benavidez and Tank. You remember that when he fought? I forgot who they fought. I think he fought Frank Martin. David Benavidez was on
And
that
yeah,
card.
and Benavidez was on the undercard and he fought Bosdick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was nice right there.
Yeah. And that's why
So
originally they were
yeah,
talking about doing Tank Pitbull with Devin and Rolly on the card.
Yeah, because
So
this weekend's pay per view right here, I guarantee you that thing went quadruple wood. That thing probably did 15,000 pay per views. I'm didn't nobody buy that, brother. I'm
yeah. I'm
telling you,
sorry,
man.
I couldn't. I love the sport, but that was not the fight that was worth that.
mm-mm.
No,
Nah.
yo, nothing
Yeah,
else.
and the card
But
was
the
really
fact
it wasn't a good
the
card, man. It
heavyweight
wasn't a good card, bro. It wasn't a good call. We gave 2 early stoppages. Then
Yeah.
we seen Keith Thurman get the life beat out of him. So it wasn't a good pay-per-view card.
How did
I bet
Mendoza
that
do?
it was
Mendoza he lost.
entertaining. It was entertaining, but
I
he
seen he
lost
got
in the end.
UD. I picked him to lose by UD.
Yeah,
he
I mean it was competitive matchup. It wasn't like he got blowed out. It was competitive, but he did lose. But I bet that fight probably did under 20,000.
Coach, you remember Mendoza broke the other guy's nose with a headbutt early in the fight, and the
That's
guy
crazy.
still outboxed Mendoza, and I kind of thought Mendoza had a shot, but
Yeah,
let me ask
he
y'all this,
didn't jump on. He didn't capitalize on it. He should have capitalized on that injury, man. He didn't, man.
I'm sure he broke his nose, for sure. But let me ask y'all this, man. Because I'm a fan of these older fighters, man. What y'all think Keith Thurman should do?
I think he should. If he can't get an older fighter like a Jamel or a Errol Spence, um, go ahead and hang him up. I mean,
I agree.
yeah, go ahead and
Yeah,
hang him up now.
or fight
Or
Tim Zoo. Fight Tim Zoo to win. If Tim Zoo wins, make that fight. Both guys got losses, man.
Against
but I'm
Fondora.
saying it gotta lead into something though. I don't feel like they just fight for no reason. So if they do it, Coach, I understand. I will more so want to see Keith. That's what I'm saying. He fought. I was tuned. I was excited for this fight. Based off the potential of one of these guys fighting Jamel, fighting Errol Spence. So if Keith is going to fight Tim Tszyu, if he wins, then I just want him to be in a position where he could fight maybe even a Laura. Well, you know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what it is. We seen what happened to Danny, but
Now,
we just
I think Lower start. I think he knocked Keith out, man.
he probably does. But that's what I'm saying. So would you want him to go ahead and retire, Coach?
That's a good fight though. Keith
No,
Thurman is good
the
against
man still got to make a living, man. So
Yeah.
that's how he makes his money. He still got to make a living. I think the good fight would be. Well, I know Errol was wanting to fight Tim Tszyu. I don't know if Errol coming back, but if Errol doesn't come back, you go ahead and you make the Keith Tim Tszyu fight because that fight was supposed to be made, and then somebody got injured. So I think that's a fight where he can pick up some dollars. So Keith, he's out of championship contention. You can forget about him being a champion again. He's just trying to pick up some payday, trying to pad that retirement fund. So I think he should fight as much as he can. He probably won't get the money that he wants, but as long as he can get 6 figures, I say you keep fighting, man. As long as the fight makes sense.
And usually I wouldn't say something like this, but I know Earl Spence is the big fish, but I just hope that they don't make that fight with him and Fondora. I hope Earl just kind of fight Xander, fight Josh Kelly. You know what I mean? Don't fight Fondora. I think that will end his career. He might not be the same person after a fight with Terrence Crawford and then Fondora. I'm not pushing for that at all.
Nah, because it's getting to the point right now with Fondora, I'm rooting for this guy to lose.
Me too.
Because of what he's doing.
In the way they talking.
Yeah, the way they really talking like they really doing something.
Like they really ducking.
like you really doing something. I'm like, nah, I'm ready for this dude to lose because it getting to the point where it's almost like you a bully, but you're trying to put on this false persona of being this really nice guy, but you're a bully.
But let's talk reality, Coach. I mean, is it Fondora? Is he like are they about to make him the new PBC guy? Is he the guy that they are about to try to make the cash cow? Like, what are we about to see, Coach? Let's talk reality. I know we don't like this stuff.
They looking for a replacement. They looking for a Canelo replacement, man. And they willing to throw all them older black fighters in there to go in and get their name on the resume. But it's up to them guys to beat Fondora. Because Fondora's beatable. He's not unbeatable. Let's remember that. The dude does get touched. I've seen him get touched several times. So he's definitely it's a winnable fight. But you got to be able to pull the trigger. With Keith Thurman just couldn't pull the trigger.
Not against none of them PB. Only person is Charlo, but I still got Fondora 60-40 against Charlo. Still got him 60-40 against Charlo.
But he does have a chance. He does have a chance, though. I think Charlo has a great chance of beating him.
Yeah, he does.
If he gets his mind right, if he gets with the right trainer, whoever, but with Warren Guzman. Because one thing about Fundora, see, Keith did what he's supposed to do. He made him miss. He just couldn't make him pay.
He was too far out of
And
range.
too far. That's the thing. Like with Boots, Fundora can't do that with Boots. Because Fundora, when he misses big. And if he misses big like that against somebody like Boots, Boots gonna clean him up, man.
And then
You
know what else I
you
like?
can't miss that big against Boots.
I love that southpaw stance Boots can use against him. You know what I mean? I feel like when you're an orthodox and he got that long jab coming from that southpaw stance, I feel like that's just that it would be a little bit, it would be a different look from another southpaw. Boots can do both at a high level. Good jab, both hands. So I'm definitely, that's why I said I'm definitely a Boots fan. That just like that overnight, I turned to a Boots fan because I want to see a guy take out the Undertaker. So yeah, he's the Undertaker right now. So yeah, I want him to take him out, man.
When not only that, he's a blatant duck too. He does it with no shame. He doesn't even hide it. He don't even hide the fact that he's ducking. He's a smiling duck. He throw them glasses on. He ducks with no shame. He smiles. And he said, "Yeah." he don't care, man.
Yeah,
He's
because he's
he's
protected.
annoying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's protected. His business is not personal. And Tim Zoo is moving 160 pounds. So he's gonna be fighting for the WBO International. Denzel Bensley is fighting Injury Saavedra. They fighting on the Chisora Deontay Wilder card, and that's gonna be for the interim WBO. So whoever wins that fight will more likely be elevated if the WBO strips Janabek. And he's
and,
still listed as the champion right now, but they may strip him soon.
and this is my thing, B3. If Boots Ennis, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Tank, Terrence Crawford, if any of them got on the podium and was saying some of the stuff that Fondora has been saying and that his team has been saying, we would be calling them the biggest ducks of all time, bro. But
Hmm.
Fondora is doing it, and then you got people that are fans of the PBC and Charlo, and they just like, oh, that's business, that's okay, that's what they're gonna do. And it's
Hmm.
like, let that been Terrence Crawford, let that been Boots, let that been Shakur. They would have been the biggest ducks. Nobody would have respect for them.
I'm with you 1,000%. But that's what I'm saying. You already know what it is, Faze.
Yeah,
I mean, at the
yeah,
end of the
yeah,
day,
yeah, yeah,
um, when you great, they gonna hate.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you great, they definitely gonna hate. Uh, Hold on, let me bring on Crush the Legend. We about to close out the show, but let me bring on Crush the Legend. Crush the Legend, appreciate you pulling up on me, Crush.
Hey, I know you're about to close out. This is one of the best times, man. I can help you close this bitch out. FaZe, what's up, bro?
What's up with it,
Whoa.
bro?
Luther Coach, what's going on with y'all?
Crush, you know what this B3SBN, we don't do no cursing, Crush.
Oh, I forgot that. I
Salute,
know we
Crush.
won't slide
Yeah.
up. That's the only one, B3. I owe you
Appreciate you.
25 cents times two.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Oh, so we all at now? Y'all been talking about the
Well, let me ask you this. I want to ask you this. We was talking a little Buzana, but really the Devin and Rolly fight falling out. It's looking like there was some money issues. Pretty much probably Devin wasn't going to be able to, then maybe the back end or whatever wasn't going to be able to get him the locked in payday that he had, so he may just sit out and wait. Talk about us missing out on that fight, Crush, and what do you want to see then if we don't get Devin and Rolly? What should these guys be focused at?
All right, well, first I want to answer what would I rather see. Of course, we wanted to see the big payback fight with Dev going against Ryan, but okay, it is what it is. Now that this Rolly situation happened, all I got to say is this. I really have no horse in the race, but okay, enough with the Debo stuff. This is the guy that don't turn down any smoke. So, of course, when you don't really now there's a money thing. How much do you expect to get paid, bro? Your stock then dropped some. What are we talking about here? So to come up with a money issue, that's a pure duck to me, man. Listen, I'm gonna call it straight up and down. No special effects. I have nothing against Devin Haney. I ain't even got nothing against his Haney clan. They just, They are who they are. They live in delusion a little bit, delusion land. But
Hanos.
yeah, the Haneyaks, the Hanos, the Hano kleptos, all those names. They live in a delusional state of mind right now, and this don't look good for Devin Haney. In my honest opinion, is this the guy supposed to be the guy? It don't look good. Meaning that, yeah, put some respect on Rolly's name. We want more pay for us to lay on our booty bag and our pass. Hey, high
Nah,
risk,
that's
low reward. They
appreciate
saying
you.
high
Nah,
risk, give me more money.
well, yeah, they just want to get probably paid their market value. That come with business. Hey, listen, this was a beautiful, phenomenal show. We had a lot of color in the chat. My brother Juan pulled up, Crush the Legend phase, Coach Eddie Free. Appreciate everybody that joined the panel. Marky was here earlier. Ja was here earlier, man, helping the channel grow. Appreciate all the support. And listen, we're gonna be back tomorrow.
I,
We
I
definitely gonna be back tomorrow to cook again.
I put something in
Uh,
your private chat, B3, real quick. I just wanted we got the Hanos Clan merch. Frequent Flyer made it, so if you look on that link, that Amazon link, so everybody on the panel could get Hanos Clan T-shirts. You know how we do it.
Hey, and with you saying that, phase, listen, I treat one of my favorite, Haney maniacs to one of them Hano shirts because I just mess with y'all like that. And I got one I'm going to call up on the phone. It'll make them happy. Smiling from ocean to ocean.
There we go. Hey, pull it up, B3. Pull it up, B3, if you're on your way out, man. On your way out, man.
I got you. I'll pull it up and see see what's going on. I got a Tank shirt today, so I need to get a Devin shirt. Um, yeah, yeah. That's what it is. We got to support each other, man. Whether it's jokes or in real life. You know what I'm saying? I want to see other people do well, and I want people around me that's not haters and can separate. What's real, and what's real is, man, we need to make money out here, and we need to provide for our families. We need to be comfortable. So at the end of the day, you got to support one another. So I'm with you. I'll definitely check it out. Outside of that, go ahead, Crush.
AB3, I got something for you over there for TikTok, bro. I think you should have a theme song when you come on. And the song is about this
That'd be hard.
old hip hop group called Super Lover C and Casanova Rug. Because you got the ladies over there. You got to play the song Super Casanova. People coming over there because, hey, you're doing it right. I used to tell these guys, you really want to expand, you got to have the ladies as fans. And we out of here, y'all. That's just the truth from the ground to the roof.
Appreciate my brother Crush. You already know we definitely working. We almost at 7,000 on TikTok. So we just gonna build this thing one day at a time. Hey, listen, I appreciate all the love and support. Everybody in the chat, everybody put color in the chat. Shout out to Bobby coming through. Shout out to Kale. Also, shout out to AC. Hey, we growing. And listen, shout out to all the members. Don't forget, if you have an active membership, April 1st, you will be in a raffle. I'm gonna send somebody a $50 cash app. Just a little appreciation, but we also want to give back for the people that's gonna support us and help us get to that top spot. So listen, I'm super thankful. Hey, God bless everybody. Appreciate y'all for jumping on the panel today. We gone.
I need money.